table. I've talked to Mike Westhoff about this, and of course, Mike never is going to sit in a meeting and stay quiet when he was coaching, probably to the point of being a pain in the ass. But Mike would stand up and scream, and the coordinators on offense and defense, the stories go from him is like, well, I really like this guy. And Mike would go, that's great. You like him as your backup, but he can't play special teams. He's going to kill me. And then Mike would go to Coach Shula and go, look at man, I need 3 or 4 guys. These guys, I don't care how good they are on offense or defense. They're by far my best special teams players, and I need a couple of them, or my special teams aren't going to be very good with what I think I coach up. And, Mike doesn't lack confidence and didn't when he was coaching. So those debates will go on. I'm guessing there'll be a lot of that stuff going on as they go down to the final cuts and try to figure out who's going to be there. We've got all kinds of other stuff going on here. I got to mention this: the 2025 Broward County National Football Showcase. Broward County's putting on 8 games this year. 3 of them start tonight. By the way, the games will be on ESPN on national TV on Saturday. How about that one? How crazy is that? We've got 3 teams ranked in the top 10 in Broward County. I don't know if that's ever happened before. Not in all the polls, but the one I was looking at, Chaminade at 7, American Heritage Plantation at 8, and St. Thomas Aquinas at 10. By the way, when was the last time St. Thomas Aquinas was ranked the third highest ranked team in Broward County? Northwestern came in 11 in Dade County, and they're loaded. Teddy, thank you, by the way, on behalf of Miami and those people that spit on you a little bit. Thank you for loading up that team. And he's got his guys in place. I think they're going to have a great year. I think Northwestern's going to be really, really good. All those guys stayed. They didn't run when Teddy got suspended. And I don't know if he got suspended. I mean, how do you suspend a guy you're not paying? But anyway, a lot of other stuff. So anyway, we got those games on Saturday, and you can watch them on TV if you don't want to go out. I believe they're both at St. Thomas Aquinas. But today actually at 4:00, Piper and Peachtree Ridge in Georgia. And then 7:00, Cardinal Gibbons, Archbishop McCarthy, and tonight at 8, Monarch versus the Jacksonville Bulls, who's always got a little powerhouse up there in Jacksonville. So that's just a teaser, and there'll be 8 games all weekend long if you want to go out and watch a little high school football. And then the big boys will play towards the end of tomorrow and on Saturday. So we have a lot of cool stuff going on, and we'll be getting into more of that. Of course, besides all that, we will get in these last preseason games. And again, I don't know yet who's playing and who's not playing. So they're going to practice. Apparently, everybody's already talking about they're going to go at it pretty hard today. And I just say this: if you want to go out, I know the kids are in school, but if you want to, it's a 10-15 practice. Screw the tickets. Just go out there. People take the tickets and they don't go. I don't know what the number is, but they grab them because they're free. You wouldn't be doing that if your ass was paying a couple $100 for those tickets. But anyway, you want to go out, just go out there. Say, I'm here. I want to watch practice. And I'm guessing there's a real good chance you're going to be in good shape. And I'm looking forward to the one-on-ones and all the stuff, 7-on-7. Especially for a lot of these guys that know already they're not going to be playing on Saturday. I guess they'll get after it pretty good, because this will be the last time they get after it, this joint practice, and it'll be back to just practicing against your own guys with a game plan for week 1 coming up after these cuts. So that's where it is. And these teams want to get a good look at the 2s and 3s. So I don't know how many snaps, if any, the number 1s will get in this game coming up here. So got a lot of stuff, a lot of other stuff, a lot of news within the team to get to here on the tough decisions that have to be made. It's good to see Darren Waller's activated on their game plan to get him somehow ready in a real short period of time. And Drew's saying, oh, no, he's been running full speed behind the scenes, and catching footballs for a while. He's ready to go. And I just tell everybody, it's one thing to go out and throw with the guy. It's another to put that uniform on and run around and get bumped a little bit, if not a lot, before it's all live. I am not a big fan, and I think the guys that hold out, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Kim Bocamper will be in and join us this morning. But the guys that hold out and are standing there, and you see them every night now, you see Micah Parsons and Trey Hendrickson right there at practice, and they're kind of watching like coaches, and they're not out there. And then at some point, they're going to go, well, screw it, I'm going to go back out and play. And I don't care how great athlete you are. I don't know, percentages of getting injured go way up when you go from walking and watching practice and stretching and maybe going through a couple of half-speed drills, but staying away from all the competitive stuff. And now you're going at the highest level, going 100 miles an hour in a game, and you haven't been doing it. Even the great athletes are going to break down, man. And so that's what the Dolphins been doing with Darren Waller, but at some point he's going to have to pick the speed up and get bumped a little bit, as I like to say, run around and get hit and be in a crowd with the guys going after you a little bit and everybody going for the ball at the same time and learning how to get tackled again and all those things. It's just, listen, man, game is just different. And I know everybody's like, I just want my guys healthy for the opener. That's good. But if you haven't played, I don't know who started this. Aaron Rodgers, one of the original, right? I think he didn't play in preseason, won an MVP. I think, and he's the one that goes, nobody needs this. This is a joke. Why are we playing preseason games? I disagree 100%. I think young guys really need it out there and trying to figure out who can play. And again, I'm not a 4 preseason guy. I wasn't. I think 3 might be too many, although I'm not sure how many guys want to play 18 regular season games. Try staying healthy. I want to see the numbers when they get to 18 games. How many guys stay healthy and playing all 18 games? That'll be an interesting one, unless, especially with all the Thursday games and the short weeks and everything else. Although money's got a way of talking, right? Money's got a way of you up my salary a little bit and you go, well, I guess, I'll be all right. I'll be a little sore, but I can play in that game. So maybe we will get a little bit of that. Hey, when we come back here, we've got more news with the Dolphins, and some guys are going to be interesting to see what's going to happen between now and Tuesday. Just a few guys, and one competition of a guy making a fast move and screaming to get some carries in that first game. We're going to talk about him, his situation, and everything else around it, not to mention the secondary, which continues to be a hot topic with everybody and the Miami Dolphins. Media and coaches just can't agree. We'll find out next week who is telling the truth and who knows. Anyway, all that's coming up. First, though, I want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers. Never too early in the morning to talk about South Florida Chevy dealers and the great SUV family they have. I know I don't talk about cars. I probably don't talk about the trucks enough. Yeah, our number one seller is a Silverado truck. Yeah, 4 strong options for you. Durable trucks. We take a lot of pride in the heavy lifting you do at your job or working on your own, and a truck that can stay durable for you 5, 6, 7 days a week. We make a perfect Silverado truck for you and your lifestyle, whether it's a family truck that also has to work on the weekends to full-time, just you and that truck. That's how you make a living. Boy, do they have a truck that's absolutely perfect for you. But the SUV family, man, is on a run right now. The all-new Equinox. Oh, my gosh, all that convenient driver tech. The electric Equinox SUV, plenty of room for the family and friends. And, boy, I'll tell you what, it has got a great look to it. I know you're going to love. Right over to the 2025 Traverse. I call it just a little brother to the Tahoe. By the way, I got myself that 2025 Tahoe. I love it. And if you're thinking about a Tahoe or Suburban, do it. If you're going, I really could use that room, do it. And stop by this weekend at your South Florida Chevy dealers where you get a chance. We got some great deals going on. We got convenient locations all over South Florida for you to really have a great experience. If you haven't been to a South Florida Chevy dealer in recent years, Well, I tell you what, you're missing out on something special. Stop by your South Florida Chevy dealers. They got outstanding offers going on right now. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Hey, I just want to say this: we got some great college football games coming up, and they're right around the corner. Miami's in one of the three big games to kind of kick things off here, and I know some other good games. Don't get me wrong; we'll probably have some great games. Miami Notre Dame, of course, we're going to talk about the Texas Ohio State game, though. 1 versus 2, and the reason I bring it up is. This on the media, this not on this young kid. Like Arch Manning, Peyton and Eli are his uncles. Everybody knows that, and his grandfather is Archie Manning, who was a damn good quarterback on some damn bad teams in his day for the Saints. When they were wearing the bags over the head, yes, he was a quarterback. And it wasn't him. They just could never figure things out. But he played on some really, really bad teams. Anyway, they're known as the official quarterback family of football. They are. Any level, and they got the big camps and everything. So Arch Manning comes out a couple years ago as a 5-star guy and goes to Texas and has been backing up Quinn Ewers, ironically, who's now playing with the Miami Dolphins, and a lot of you guys like, and all the good things he's doing here. So Arch, I believe, got 2 starts. I think that's what I heard. The number was 2 starts since he's been there. A lot of people said, wow, he didn't play his freshman year, going to have to play him. Well, he didn't play a lot his sophomore year. So now he's going into his 3rd year, and he's the man. Can we just let him play before the media starts asking him, are you coming back for a 4th year? Like, I don't know. Let's see how he does in year 3 as a full-time starter before we decide about the 4th year. I don't know when this started, that we have to look ahead. Like, same thing with Tyreek Hill. He's going to get traded. But how about we just start season, see what happens? Like, we don't want anything now to play out. We're already worried about next year. And Arch Manning is a great example of what has happened in sports. And so the media are asking him, and so now, his grandfather comes out and says, he's definitely coming back for a 4th year. I don't know why Arch decided to, start talking about what his grandson's going to do. But anyway, he did. And Arch just wants to, I give the kid credit. He goes, hey, I've only played. You guys already got me as the 1st overall pick in the 3 or 4 teams I might go to. Because they've been doing that too. Oh, yeah. The Saints want to be real bad because they want him back home. Because their family, obviously, is a Saints family and grew up. That's where Gramps was and Arch played. And so, there 3 or 4 teams are purposely, and now they're saying, RG3 comes out, the Colts are tanking, and they're trying to get Arch Manning. Oh, my God. How about we let the kid play and see how good he is? I don't know if we've ever had that much pressure on a guy that I don't think he has to win every game. I mean, but we expect him, to be the number 1 quarterback, stay healthy, and all those things, which, hey, it may happen. Don't get me wrong. He's in a great situation. They're loaded. They have a lot of talent. Don't get me wrong. And he's got a lot of talent. The guys he's playing with, it's a super loaded team. Hell, they're ranked number 1 in the country, obviously. But damn, can we let that kid play before we start worrying about, hey, you coming back for your 4th year? I don't know. I'm in the middle of camp right now. I haven't played a game yet this year. I haven't played a year in year 3. I haven't played a 3rd game. I haven't started a 3rd game yet. You're asking me if I'm going to come back for that 4th year. I don't know. He should just come out and be cocky, like, yeah, I'm 3 and done. We'd be crushing that kid if he did that. Oh, my God. Look how cocky that kid is. If he say, I'm going to win the Heisman, I'm going to win the national championship, and I'm going to be the 1st pick, and I hope I go back home. Just piss everybody off. Oh, that kid's so arrogant. And if you've been around the Manning family, that's not their thing. It's a pretty grounded family. Anyway, this is what you get, man, when your grandfather and your 2 uncles are both going to be Hall of Fame quarterbacks. One,
Yeah, but the media can do better, right?
They can do better, I would think.
It's such a bizarre question to ask the kid. He's getting ready for the biggest game of his life.
Yeah,
and you're hitting him with, you
he's
coming back?
He's trying to figure out how to beat the number 2, by the way, in front of 100,000 people at Ohio State.
Yeah. And who knows how good he's going to end up being, right? Like, I get that there's an unbelievable amount of hype around him.
There's an unbelievable amount of talent around him, but still got to play before you decide.
Yeah.
First of all, it's kind of weird that he's been this good. He had to wait 3 years to play.
Yeah.
And they're lucky it was the Manning family, because a lot of guys would have been gone. When they found out in year 2, Quinn Ewers going to be the starter, goodbye. And the kid, he stayed. They go, no, you're going to be the guy. You're going to be the guy.
The guy they said that was going to be the first pick in the draft last year going into the season was Shedeur Sanders. He fell to the 5th round. So
he was one of those guys at the top.
They said
sure
he was
the hell
wasn't
Cam
Ward.
One.
No, Cam Ward wasn't in the conversation. They said he was going to be the first player picked, and he fell to the 5th round. So let's, let this guy play just a little bit here.
But we
call him the first pick and all this other stuff.
But we got the, and I got to tell you, the overreaction to preseason football this year is at an all-time high.
Right? Yeah.
You got to have team meetings because your 2s and 3s don't play well, and you get smoked. So they're calling team meetings. Like, okay, you're really. I've had those team meeting, player only meetings, and we got to get together. No coaches, just the players. We need to talk. Okay, let's see who's on the team before we have this discussion. Some of the guys you're talking to won't be here. Yeah, it's crazy, man, and then that leads to, some of the competition that's going on. And I would just say this to everybody: let everything play out. Let everything play out this week and see what it looks like for the opener. And then if your favorite players aren't playing, and I'm really talking about Ollie Gordon II, who's pushing Jalen Wright. Listen, he is pushing Jalen Wright. There's nobody can tell you differently. I don't want to hear about what he's doing behind the scenes, and he's better on the chalkboard, and he gets there earlier than another guy. I don't want to hear about any of that. Your eyes tell you what is true, and that is Ollie Gordon is making up ground real quickly on Jalen Wright for the number 2 running back. He just is. Your eyes are not lying to you. You can watch those guys. We can be fooled on the line of scrimmage because a lot of us don't watch the line of scrimmage, and I'm guilty. Unless I see a big hole open up and I see the guys in front of them. Sometimes somebody will go, hey, guy graded out great. I'll see that Pro Football Focus, and hey, the guy, the number 1 or 2 guys who grade out well and play great. And I go, man, I didn't even know. Did not notice. Didn't call him for bad plays, but never really noticed the other way. So
boy, that guy's been the fan favorite at camp, though, huh?
Who's that, Ollie Gordon?
Yeah.
Well, but you've seen him catch the ball. You've seen him run.
Well, Achan's hurt, which is kind of concerning, by the way. Everyone's got a different time on that injury too, because this is fantasy draft season, and now people are weighing in. Some people are like, they think he's going to be hurt into the season. Or some people say he'll be ready to go. That's an iffy one, man.
I don't know. I don't know if it's iffy or not. I don't. I can't even comment on that. I'd be, because you're playing doctor, and I don't know. I would just say this. Yes. If you work off, and we said, this guy's going to be back soon, and we had some guys that didn't come back soon. And I'm guessing the team was very frustrated by that. But Eichenberg gave him this contract he signed, and we haven't seen him. Supposed to be one of the key backups. Austin Jackson. How close is he? We need him back. Andrew Meyer got injured, and they go, he'll be out for a while. I don't know what that means. Does that mean they won't be ready for the start of the season? Yeah, those are great questions. And then the soft tissue thing that we're talking about with Achan. And anyway, man, I don't know, but if he is a little banged up, he won't get as many carries in the Colts game. I'm guessing they'd be real careful. And with that, the question's going to be Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon, you look at it, he's strong. He's the strongest running dude of all these running backs. If I need a yard From what I've seen, are you with me, Woody? If we need that yard thing that we have struggled with, getting that yard, whether it's down on the goal line or short yardage, trying to get that yard. That's a new thing. Trying to get that yard. If you got to get that yard, okay, my eyes tell me Ollie Gordon gives you the best chance at 225 pounds.
Whatever Tyreek thinks.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about it. Jeez. By the way,
just let him figure it out.
Speaking of quiet camps, I have said this, and most of you that go to camp, and some of you listen right now do go out there and watch the practices. I said the first year, Tyreek Hill had the greatest camp I've ever seen, the most dominant camp I've ever seen, I should say. Guys have had good camps. He was open.
That's because he's freakish to watch, though.
No.
Like, he's next level.
But he was running by guys. He got guys cut. He got Iggy and some of those guys cut on his own
practice.
He literally was running by guys and it wasn't by a step or two. I remember the Eagles are here and he goes, dude, I'm going to run a takeoff and run by. And he ran by him.
Yeah.
And the story was, he told us, he goes, hey, I'm going to run a takeoff. So you're in bump and run and you're not very fast. And he ran by him.
That's why people are going today to see Travis Hunter.
Yes.
I want to see that kind of speed.
But this Tyreek Hill has been, I mean, they are.
Quiet's okay, though, right?
Quiet's good because they're trying to get him healthy.
Yeah.
They're trying to get, and this offense, in case you haven't noticed recently, you hear defense dominates. Now, some of it is the offensive line. It is. It's fair, Omar. It's fair. But the other part of it, it's nothing against the second batch of receivers going to be on this team. They are not those two guys. And you know that by what you got paid. How much we miss Waddle kind of just coming back and Tyreek Hill not practicing. It's just such a big part of our offense the first 2 years, right? The first 2 years, those guys put up numbers like we've never seen, ever. Clayton and Duperish. And now, last year you saw what happened, whether you're on we couldn't protect the quarterback or our backups couldn't get him the ball or whatever, the numbers dropped off. We got to get those numbers back up, man. We can talk about running game, and I agree. We got to establish a running game. We got to do this. We got to get those two dudes on the outside. Got to get them going again with Tua. And obviously, Tua is still why we're sitting here talking and yelling at each other about who should be the backup quarterback and whether it should be an open competition or in your eyes, Ewers is better. If he's better now, he'll be better in the game. When even if he has a game plan, they have a game plan against him and all this stuff. We just need Tua to stay healthy for 17 so we don't have to talk about who's the backup quarterback. That would take care of a lot of that stuff. All right, we've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as, again, practice last one. This is it. If you were going to go out, this is it today as the Fins and Jags joint practice, 10:15. This probably will be a lot more entertaining today than the preseason game on Saturday, to be honest, with everybody getting a chance to go. And again, we don't know exactly who's going to play on Saturday and who's not. I know in previous years, it hadn't been a great time for starters to play a lot, maybe a little bit, but today they'll get after it pretty good. And so if you want to go out there, don't worry about the ticket, just go. I mean, I could tell you just go. Don't worry about the ticket situation. We are finding out a lot of people grab tickets and then, I didn't pay for them. I'm not going. Well, oh yeah, we're going to do that. I'd rather do that. That sounds better. All right. Right now, I want to talk about Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T. Had them both. I'm not proud of it, by the way, for guys that think it's funny. It just happens to every guy. And by the way, the guys that's laughing, I had a young guy laugh and go, dude, I think it's so funny you talk about Atlantic Men's Clinic and ED and Low T and all that stuff, and you're not working in bed and you're tired all the time. You gained all that weight. I go, yeah, man, guess what? It's going to happen to you too. The question is when. He goes, what do you mean? You know, a lot of guys don't realize that, man, that your energy levels, your low T levels get super low. You are dragging. You're tired. You feel half depressed. You're in a fog. You don't sleep well at night. Then when you're not active, you know how this works, still eating the same amount of food, if not more, because you're watching so much TV, and you put on a quick 20 to 25 pounds. How about that? I did that. Couldn't wait. Saw that picture one day. Well, I saw it after I couldn't get in my suit, and I went, okay, I'm a fat ass, and I got to lose some weight. Well, listen, Atlantic Men's Clinic can help you get rid of low T and ED. This is what they specialize in. I can't say it enough. You go down, they got 7 locations, including a brand new one in Hollywood. You get your T, your PSA test done, and meet with their professionals. They're going to put you on a great program that's made for you specifically to get great results quickly. So all you have to do is set up that first appointment, 877-455-7300. If you didn't write it down, don't worry. You can visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com, get more information. But if you're going to do it the right way with Atlantic Men's Clinic. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody as camp's just about ready to close down here. This went by kind of fast, didn't it, Woody? Feel like it went by fast?
It feels like football season got here very fast.
Yeah, so they...
next week is game week, man.
I know. It's crazy.
Actually, we do have games this weekend.
Yeah,
but, not that those really...
Well, listen...
matter to us, but...
The big daddies in college football are getting after it next week.
We come in Monday, it'll be game week for the Miami Hurricanes.
And
it'll be game week for the Dolphins.
Sunday.
We're ready to roll, man.
Sunday night, Notre Dame comes down here after going to the national championship game. And
boy, both teams have big games to open up the season. That Dolphin game is huge.
That is...
I can't remember an opener feeling more important for the Dolphins, because we lose that game, Joe, you're not going to come in here and say, it's 1 of 17. That's always your line. You always say that.
I don't remember what I say, but thank you for remembering exactly what I say.
You like to look big picture. That game, if you lose that game, would be disastrous for the Dolphins.
Well, listen, nothing can be crazier than last year's first game. Nothing. Wasn't that Jacksonville?
Mm-hmm.
With Tyreek outside? Video thinking somebody pulled a prank on you.
That's true, yeah.
And then the Dolphins called and said, yeah, no, there's an issue. Can you guys, we're not exactly sure. I go, so you're telling me him getting arrested on the ground where it's 200 degrees is not a joke?
Well, at least this year they'll be taking the team bus to the games.
Yeah, we're going to be on the road.
Probably won't get arrested.
Yeah, we'll be in Indy for sure.
But this game feels huge for an opener. Like, this feels like it's going to set the tone for the entire season because it just gets tougher.
Well,
the Colts stink.
Well, I don't know if anybody
stinks. The Colts are not very good, right? The Colts are going to be one of the, I don't want to say worst teams in the NFL, but they will not be good, right? They don't have the potential to be a very good team.
I just, the Daniel Jones thing.
Yes, the Daniel Jones thing's a thing.
And the fact that your first round pick a couple years ago was taken 4th overall is not going to be the quarterback. Yeah,
but you pair that with the fact that the Dolphins have taken a beating during the offseason from everyone. It has been as bad of an offseason for that franchise.
It's been a long time
as I can remember.
Yes, it's been a rough one.
I mean, people piled on this thing, how bad it was, how dysfunctional
Well, they did some of it to themselves, to be fair. It wasn't like it was made up stuff.
I don't think people are out to get them.
There was stuff that was like, I just want to let you know, this is not going on a lot of most NFL cities. Now,
but you have a chance in that game to either prove those people wrong or prove them really right. You go into Indy and you lay an egg. And I don't know, man. I just
Woody, we've been on this and
potential to really snowball on you.
We've been on this thing. I totally agree with you. This opener
it's not 1 of 17 to me, man. That is a big ball game.
I think I've been saying that with you.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been on that. I totally agree. You got to get off to a good start, and that's one of the teams indoors and everything else that you just need to shorthand in the cornerback position. Sign Xavier Howard. Those two guys, if X-Man is playing, those two need to go after. A guy was out of football a year ago, and I know he knows them and everything else. But
because if you lose that game, the chances are, Joe, your offensive line didn't play very well, right? You probably got carved up in the secondary. Probably the reason.
I'm not going to read in why they're going to lose it if they lose it. Usually turnovers and stupid penalties, calling big plays. But I mean, you can go through a list of reasons you lose games. But yes, you got to win those games. Hey, by the way, and I wanted to say this before we hit the 7:00 hour. So this thing that's been going back and forth with a combination of the media and the fans who can see it for themselves, and the names on the jerseys, and now the team has come out led by the head coach and then the defensive coordinator talking about, you guys are reading too much into this secondary. We really like these guys, and they play our system well, and the front seven's going to put a lot of pressure, and that's going to help them, and Coach Weaver's right. He was really good when he's talking about this. Like, if anybody has too much time to throw and you don't get there, you're getting carved up by everybody in the league is going to carve you up. Yeah, because you can't, with today's rules and stuff, to run around and try to cover a guy for 5 or 6 seconds is damn near impossible. And you're right. No matter what your name is, if you're starting out there or you're one of the top 3 receivers, you're asking to get open. There's no question about it. But the team is like yesterday, like, oh my God, Jason Marshall has moved inside. He just looks like a natural and played real well, and talking about Jack Jones making plays and really love his style. And it was a pretty good love affair yesterday. A nice love fest going on. And meanwhile, they're going, this is not, other people are going, they got to go out and get guys. Well, you know what? We're going to find out who's telling the truth next Tuesday in the afternoon for the NFL cutdown deadline at 53. We're going to find out. Not only in the cutdown, but in the next few days after the cutdown, we will find out if they really feel that strongly about the guys that they have right now. I think the other thing is to find out, speaking of guys injured, how long is Ethan Bonner? They go days to weeks, which I always love when Mike does that. He goes days to weeks. I'm like, so I take days could be 3 or 4. I don't think a hamstring's 3 or 4 days. And weeks.
They have not been very forthcoming on.
Well, it's just like
they don't have to be.
No, he doesn't have to. Like, hey, man, not gonna.
That's only for offensive players. We only care about that for offensive players for fantasy purposes.
That's true. Yeah. I guess they're not a lot.
It'd be nice if they were a little more forthcoming on that,
but for everybody going back and forth, and the coach talking about the what we look at and what you guys look at, you guys see, and we see everything every day, and we really like. So okay. And I always take into consideration Mike McDaniel was super positive about everything, which I, as a former player, appreciate. I do. I appreciate him not being out there when I have a bad practice, saying if he doesn't pick it up. Joe Rose had another bad practice today. I always love when people are like, why can't he just tell us? Well, you want him ripping the whole team? I can tell you. I said this last night on a podcast. I had a fun time last night doing a podcast. And I said the most humiliating, they go, what's, the toughest thing to go through playing professional football? Nobody wanted to have bad games, but you're going to have bad games. You're going to have bad plays. You are. The worst thing that can happen, I saw it happen to a lot of guys, and then it happened to me. It happens, either a bad play that you could tell the coaches Don Shula was upset about. But if you want to try something and really get somebody's attention and really piss them off, I don't know how today's people handle it, where you call everybody in to a meeting and the CEO or the president or head of sales gets up in front of everybody, a decision maker, stands up in front of everybody and calls one person out. In front of all your peers. Oh my God. It's the most humiliating. You would do terrible at it. You would just, it would.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You wouldn't. Most people. Look, I didn't like it. It hurt. And I go, oh no.
Anyone likes
I go, it. Oh no, here it comes. Hey, run that back. So I got to ask you. We talked about this all last week. What are you doing? So then they show you falling down or flipping or the guy throwing you down or something, and you hear everybody laughing. It's not only just the yelling, but it's the fact that now the guys are laughing at your play. And I was just like, this is the worst, man. This is, and he runs it back and forth.
Well, that's why we don't do that anymore.
No,
guys,
we don't.
Right?
We don't do that.
Friendlier approach.
I think you show it, but you don't
You don't humiliate.
No, you don't.
No.
And then for the guys that, I love this one. I've said this story before. Duriel Harris called out the coach on a Monday Night Football game after the game. He didn't catch a football in the second half. This was before Dan Marino. And Duriel was really good. He was a really good receiver. A lot of guys didn't like him, but Duriel Harris was really, come on, everybody out. Duriel Harris is really good. Not Clayton and Duper good, and Nat Moore good, but he was really good. So he, after the game, he goes, hey, man, why'd you throw the ball? Why you asking me? Why you asking me why I didn't get a football thrown? Go ask the fat man. And I was sitting next to him in the locker about 2 down, and I heard it, because they went around him. Always go to the best players after the game. And I went, oh, my God, you did not say that. Because Shoes was sensitive about the stomach. Because he worked out. I mean, Coach Shula always jogged and ran gassers.
So he really said that.
And I was like,
that's wild.
And I got to tell you, man, we got in that meeting.
Yeah.
Because they went right to him. Writers, they just go, hey, Coach, Duro Harris said you purposely didn't throw him the football in the second half. And if that he didn't understand why, to go ask you. So he threw it back on the coach. And they told him, it got back to him. I don't know if they told him directly, and I don't think they did, but somebody must have said, and he called you the fat man. He didn't call you coach. He got in that meeting, and by the way, now it's spread through the team. And they go, oh, no. Because, if he had a job to do like Duro was supposed to clear out, sometimes you got to clear out for other guys. Like, hey, you're not going to get the ball, but you need to clear out the safety so we can throw in a square in behind you. They'll be open in man coverage. They're going to be doubling on the guy. And so Duro, when he wasn't getting the ball, was known to jog when he wasn't getting the ball. So all this build-up from the coach telling him, hey, damn it, you got to run your pattern here. You're going to get somebody killed. If you don't clear out, somebody's going to get hammered. And so he just ripped him. He got in there, and he started the meeting. So we got one guy here that's obviously been selfish for a long time, accusing me of not throwing. And he went through the whole thing. And I looked, and, of course, the guy sitting next to me, receiver sat and tight end sat in one little area by each other in the team meetings. And I was like, oh, my God, this is the worst ever. And I was like, I give it to Duro. I don't know how much it ever bothered him, but it was like, oh, Lord, you did not just call the coach out. All right, we got to go to break. We've got
it's amazing. Like when you tell the stories about your team, if I didn't know how good you guys were, like it would sound like you were dysfunctional.
No. We're very functional.
But some of these stories, like it makes it sound like.
But my point is 45 guys didn't always roll the same way.
Yeah.
Most guys did, but we had our moments because back then, low base, high incentives was a big thing for the Robbie family, which that's great until you get guys that are really good. And by the way, their incentives stayed on their base contract. So if they got $100,000, now listen, I only know 2 guys that hit every one. It was Clayton and Duper. And they were hitting them, and they had to add another 100 onto their base, and then they do it again. But I can tell you, man, that kind of stuff, because guys want their numbers, man. That was a way to make some money. All right. Hey, we were not dysfunctional, and it's 7 o'clock, and I'm a little dysfunctional because I'm always late, but I will tell you about 2 guys I love talking about, man, Gary and Harvey. Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohn and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys, covering all of South Florida for you. I just want to let you know a couple of things. If you've been injured in a slip and fall, an automobile accident, or something that wasn't your fault, and you're looking around, and I know a lot of you have worked off the TV and seen the beautiful commercials, and you've got in there and going, this is where I want to go. Where's that guy I saw doing that commercial? And I go, well, he's not here, but he doesn't really, he didn't get involved in cases. He's just the front guy. He got his name on here. Well, where? Oh, you'll get these 2 attorneys, a couple years out of law school right over here. Oh, okay. So you get it done thinking, well, I got all these people working for me. And then all of a sudden you call, you're in pain, you're not doing well, and you can't get a hold of anybody. Oh my gosh. And you finally figure out, you know what? I'm not a priority here. It looked great, sounded great, but I'm not a priority with this law firm right now. That's why I want you to think about seriously going with 2 partners who will handle your case, shake your hand, can come out and see you. If you can't get to them, they will come out and see you. 2 partners with more than 60 years of experience between them. Go to the reviews. Cohn and Judah, go to the reviews and find out what people are saying about them. Made us feel like we were their only client. 2 partners who will handle your case from start to finish. I can't say enough. Again, just go to CohnandJudah.com. knowing that when you walk through that front door, there's no handoffs. No, that's for football, not for a case. They're going to do a great job. 866 fair fee. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
Kia. Choose over 500 new Kia models in inventory like the Sport and Sorento and Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at the Rao Kia. Starting with the Dolphins, who will host a joint practice with the Jaguars in Miami Gardens this morning. It'll begin at 10:15. The practice is open to the public. The third and final preseason game will be on Saturday night at Hard Rock. Over to the Marlins, who avoided the sweep, beating the Cardinals 6-2. Miami will get a day off today before beginning a 3-game home series with the Blue Jays tomorrow night. And in soccer, Inter Miami beat Tigres 2-1 in the League's Cup, advancing to the semifinal against Orlando. Next up, Miami will head to D.C. on Saturday night, Joe.
All right, Woody. Man, it's a great time, as you said. And by the way, just a little teaser here locally. Broward County, a few years back, started this National Football Showcase Series and started bringing in some of the top-ranked teams in the country. And so far, they've done a pretty good job of matching up because not all the teams in Broward are equal. Some of them aren't quite as talented as other teams. But they've been able to go out and get 3 or 4 of the top teams in the country, including the number 1 team in the country. And then South Florida's loaded this year. Got 3 really, really good football teams in Chaminade, American Heritage Plantation, and St. Thomas Aquinas. So they started this thing and going to play. I've always had this idea. It's probably never going to happen now, but I don't know why the best of Dade doesn't play the best of Broward. I'd love to see Northwestern, and it's not a big deal. I would love to see this Northwestern team. I'd love to know when they're both really good and they know they're really good to be able to go, hey, we're going to play you, and watch Northwestern play one of those teams. That would be that'd be a lot of fun to watch. But anyway, it starts tonight, 3 games tonight, 2 on, 3 tomorrow and Friday, and then 2 on national TV on Saturday as well. So some great games coming up in Broward. They've done a great job of getting this thing all set up. And so if you get a chance, you want to go, a lot of different places, Piper and Peachtree Ridge going to be playing. Cardinal Gibbons and Archbishop McCarthy, 2 Broward County schools, will play each other. And Monarch tonight at 8 o'clock versus the Jacksonville Bulls, who always have a good team up there in Jacksonville. Won a lot of state championships through the years. So we got all that stuff, man. And then, of course, college football's kicking off. We got this final preseason game. We got our final joint practice. This is not only the final joint practice. This is the last time they're going to be open to the public, to your fan base. 10:15 start today if you're shooting out there, want to head out there and watch. And hey, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm kind of curious to see Travis Hunter. Hope he's practicing and want to see what he looks like as a wide receiver / cornerback. I wonder how you do that during practice. It's like high school again, right? It is so high school. It's like, all right, you're growing up, and not so much down here now, by the way. A lot of guys just play one way with the schools being so good. But yeah, this guy's playing both ways at the highest level in the National Football League. I think everybody's I want to see him in one-on-one drills. Obviously, he's not going to be able – he's either going to play wide receiver or cornerback today if there's one-on-one drills, because they're all going on at the same time. So he won't be able to do both. But, yeah, that's going to be a fun one to watch. Great storyline for the NFL. And I think really makes Jacksonville a lot more watchable with people going to want to know what this guy's going to do. What do you think his numbers will be as a wide receiver? Because he's not a number 1 wide receiver.
I don't know. I have no clue. But I'll be honest. I think the more interesting thing on that team is their quarterback. I think Trevor Lawrence is a really interesting one, right? They've clearly put some weapons around him. There's no more Herb over there to ruin him.
No more Doug Peterson.
Yeah, so I'm very interested to see how he responds, right? Because he's kind of like in that Tua range of like when you're ranking guys, right?
He's been injured a lot. He has been injured.
Yeah, but
he missed a lot of games last year too.
I know, but he's in that Tua range, isn't he? When you talk about guys that are like in the middle of the pack,
boy, he's got
a lot of physical talent.
Yeah, he's got all the physical talent.
They talked about him the first game he played in college. He was the first pick.
His leadership, how good he's, and everything. And it just so far Now, some people still blame the organization. The Urban year, of course, gets blasted.
It's a pretty toxic organization for the most part, right?
It has been.
They've ruined a lot of good people.
I think finally they've really got this thing. I think putting Tony Baselli in the front office at the top over the GM and bringing in some guys for a new go seems like everybody's a lot happier. And but you got to win games, man. Pete Prisco, who's going to join us later, they won 4 games last year. Jacksonville did.
Mm-hmm.
He's got him in the 7th spot to get in the last wild card.
Okay. Got a homer pick.
I'm like, okay, man, well, you might as well put the Patriots in there too then. That's
well, that'll be easy for a lot of people because the Patriots are getting a lot of love right now, man. They might be the most loved team in the offseason, right? All I keep hearing about is how great Drake May is, how awesome that coach is. They've changed the culture, all this different stuff. I mean, it's just what a love affair they're having with that team.
The other story that's going on, all the little trades that are going on. I saw the Jets picked up 2 defensive tackles. 49ers picked up a receiver. You got a guy getting suspended for a few games. And all these little moves that are being made here before this 3rd preseason game, there's been a bunch of little trades that are taking place.
Yeah, the suspensions are starting to trickle down, huh?
Well, we're all waiting on the big one in Kansas City. Rashee Rice,
well, it's coming. I guess it's coming later. Right? They're going to do it later in the season, I guess.
So what I see
really screw fantasy owners late in the year, right around the playoffs. That's when they should do it. Right around the fantasy playoffs.
So they said he's probably going to play the first 4 games.
Yeah.
And then all bets are off. And then how long does he get? Does he get 8 games? Does he get 6? Does he get 4? Does he get?
What's the going rate for almost killing people in a high-speed car race down the highway?
I don't know. That's
and then running away from it afterwards, laughing.
I don't know about the laughing, but
what's
running
the
away.
Was
he laughing
on that?
Or you just added that on to the
problem is they make
away?
I don't know. The problem is they make
sound
these
better
things
for
up
your
as
story.
they go. Like the NFL doesn't seem to have real guidelines for any of these things.
Last guy we had speeding through Vegas, that didn't go well. He's still.
You talking about the one that's in jail?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Somebody died.
Yeah, I think they let him out recently, didn't they?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Ruggs. I think he's on house arrest or something.
But this Rashee Rice, really good player.
Yes,
we
he
saw
is.
his first year.
He's the best receiver.
Really, really good. I have no idea. You're right about the league. They don't really have. Everyone's a little different. Like, all right, you're going fast, but nobody died. But you did run away, and you were with both cars. And so I don't know, 8 games? Go ahead, give me a shot. What do you think?
3.
3?
I'm going to go 3. That's the number I'm going with.
Well, you know the one's always interesting, the guy that lays his hands on his girl, and if there's video, it's a lot longer than just being accused of it.
Well, if there's video, you could be banned for life. If there's no video, it could be 3 to 4 games.
He said, she said, or unless there's a mark on her or something, then
video no good.
Yeah.
But,
well, you don't want to get the video. Don't get the Ray Rice video. That was. Boy,
that was groundbreaking, man. That was the first time we've ever seen that before, right? Actually caught on video.
Yeah.
The guy gets banned for life.
Yeah, that was.
He was thrown off that team so quickly.
That was a rough
Everyone
one.
goes, we're not touching him. And by the way, man, we've seen guys come back from a lot of crazy stuff now.
What is the
Deshaun Watson being one of them?
The DUIs are pretty common. Those happen every day to a lot of people, a lot of different places. All right, we've got to go to break. We get a little sidetracked here. We got Kim Bocamper on his way in, and Pete Prisco will join us in the 8 o'clock hour, senior NFL columnist. Knows that Jacksonville team very, very well, and I'm guessing Pete's in town to go to that practice today, and so we'll talk to Pete a little bit. Pete's got his predictions for the top 7 playoff spots in the AFC. Who do you think he had at 1 before I go to break? If you've been listening to him, go. If you
Baltimore.
No.
Kansas City.
No, he's a big Bills guy.
He's a Bills guy.
Got Bills 1, Chiefs 2, Ravens 3. I do agree those are the 3 teams.
The Bills have a lot of weaknesses, though, don't they?
You know what I heard the other day?
Throw to?
They're all good players. They got a lot of good players.
I know.
They got a
Who's he
lot
gonna
of
throw
good
to?
players.
Doesn't that concern you a little bit?
Let me ask you, who's the second best player on that team?
On the Bills?
Think about that while we go to break. Who's
Yeah.
the second best
Jeez.
player
Not on the
on the
offensive
Buffalo
side of the
Bills?
ball, right?
Once you get past the MVP,
You'd have to go on their defense.
Yeah, think of one guy
Yeah.
that dominates every, like, freakish. They got a bunch of 6, 7 sack guys, and they spread them out throughout. No, it's anyway, I guess that's maybe where you want to be. You get a lot of good players. Anyway,
Well,
right
they're
now
winning a lot of games, so I guess
they
it's
win.
whatever
Whatever
they're
they're
doing is
doing,
okay.
yeah. Whatever they're doing with that group of receivers that nobody gives them a high mark, they just win. Hey, I want to talk to you about somebody else that's winning. Really cool. Before you get that next golf cart, for those of you that enjoy a really nice golf cart with your family, your favorite beverage to go out, cruise around, go see the neighbors. Hey, man, they're popular all over South Florida now. No matter, I live in Davie, and there's nice golf carts everywhere. And I got to tell you, there's only one Cliggy's cart. Oh, my gosh. Cliggy's carts are fantastic. Featuring Royal EV golf carts, 48 and 72-volt lithium battery options. They're designed and engineered to be the leader in quality and safety. So important with the kids. I said and safety with aluminum frames. You know why they're aluminum frames? They don't rust. These things stay nice for a long, long time. Adjustable front seat and all 6-seat models. By the way, they got 4-seaters too. No one else offers that. Custom paint jobs for you. Once you pick out the one you like, we'll make it your favorite team's colors. Never a problem. Sound bars, LED lighting. Cliggy's carts got everything you need. You know what? If you're making a decision, going through it, and you've been going to a place, before you do it, you owe it to yourself to stop by the showroom at Cliggy's Carts. It's located next to the Okeechobee Steakhouse in Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. I know. I don't care if you're in Dade, Broward, up in Jupiter right now. Call 877-CLIGGYS, KLIGGYS, or visit Cliggy'sCarts.com. Get more information. They're slashing prices. Cliggy's Carts, man, they're so darn cool. I know you're going to love them. Digital dash, nothing like them, man. They got everything you could ever want, absolutely loaded. You need to stop by that showroom, take a test drive. I promise you this. Once you see them, you're going to want to buy a Cliggy's golf cart. They're unbelievable. And remember this, Cliggy's will deliver for free anywhere in South Florida.
number 58 from San Jose State, out of Milpitas High School, Kim Bokamper.
Can't say any better myself. I'd probably say Milpitas a little better than that.
Here we go.
Weren't here 2 seconds.
I thought that
we
was
grow
dead.
up.
I thought that was dead and buried, right? Last couple months, it kind of ran its course, and I thought it was dead.
I thought it was getting old.
Hollywood just can't. He can't.
So it's football season, so we're going to start going back up there and getting some high school football updates.
Bo, you know what I think it is?
Every week.
I think
he's a child.
He's very childish, and he got this thing going.
All right, Joe. Then I don't want to see you laughing when we do it. Okay.
I laugh because Bo, some people do laugh about it because it.
No, I've told you I go places and I've had people say, "Hey, I love that Milpitas thing. I really like that." And I go, "Really?" I mean, that's what I've boiled down to. You're gonna have to start calling it the little cornfield. What's the American version of Milpitas?
Yeah.
All those Spanish names.
Yeah.
In California.
Yeah, no, we come from agriculture. Those towns were both built many years ago. It was all about agriculture.
Pick many tomatoes and cut a lot of apricots
in
that town.
Through the years, we have talked about some of our first jobs, and I picked fruit myself, just like 5 minutes from the house. Yeah. These orchards were right next to us, and you can't do it. You can't shake them with machines.
No,
they got to be hand picked so they don't bruise and
especially
put
tomatoes.
In nicely. And tomatoes and prunes and peaches and all that stuff that we picked. So it's pretty funny.
I told everybody. I mean, you may have been the same thing as we would go and pick some fruit or pick some tomatoes, or we'd cut apricots because it's dry. They dry them out and stuff. And we don't wait until we got enough money where we could buy some sodas to drink while we were playing baseball all day long. And then we ran out of money, like that last 2 or 3 days. Then we go back, make ourselves, $5 or something. And look, the people, I tell you, the one thing I really, you learn to respect those people that are trying to raise their families. Because I'm getting, I'm doing a bushel of tomatoes or something a day, and I get maybe, 7. I think one time I worked for $2 in like a 10-hour shift. And we
didn't make a lot of money.
And these people are making 20 or 30 because they're serious, and we're just trying to get a little.
Oh no, we had we had a lot of Mexican workers that did all that work, and they were humping, man, because that was family money. That wasn't play or drinking money. That money was going back to the family. Yeah. Anyway, hey, man, we got a lot of stuff going, Bo. It went by fast. Probably not for you because you spent 11 days on that trip, or 12 days. Yeah. Did it feel like 11 or 12 days?
It did. I mean, look. So we're used to going on a Saturday, playing a game on Sunday, and be back Sunday night.
Yeah, that's the best part of the job, right?
And
there.
And like even going on the road for when they have joint practices, you still maybe go out there on a Wednesday and you leave on a Saturday night or something. Yeah. It's not that bad, but it was. It got a little tedious in Detroit. But look, I all in all though. I like the joint. I love the joint practices.
I do too. As a matter of fact, it's funny you said that because I'm really looking forward to this one today.
I am too. Yeah.
Because I think we might get more out of this and see more today than we will Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm taking away from the preseason game.
I'm wondering what they're going to do today because I know Mike was talking about he'd like to see a little bit of Darren Waller, see him do something. I haven't seen him run a route since he's been here. Maybe Tua, there's kind of been some, so I think he's going to have to decide, does he want to do it in the joint practice or does he want to give him a couple series in the preseason game? So it's going to be interesting to see what where he choose, because those guys they've got to get, I just feel like they've got to get some kind of work, although you look at, you got Indianapolis.
Funny, the old school guys all think you need to play, and
Indianapolis is like a dumpster fire up there now. So, you got one game. You hope that
more than ever, you got to win that game. You got to go up there and not make a big deal about it. And the fact that Daniel Jones or who this quarterback, you got to win that freaking.
You go, I mean that's a bad deal, right?
It went to me years ago, 4th overall pick, and you're basically saying we don't think you're good enough. That's exactly what they're telling him. By the way, his agent comes out and says, "We don't get it. He had a great camp."
Yeah.
I always love the agent steps in on that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
You know, that's just what coaches love to do is not play the best player.
Well, you think the agent's going to come up and say, "Hey, yeah, my guy didn't play very good in training.
Never.
He doesn't deserve it."
No, unless he wants to lose his client.
That's right. Then Drew's on the phone with him right there.
Right.
As soon as he hears that,
Drew's got, hey,
Anthony,
I think you're pretty damn good. Forget what your guy thinks.
And by the way, he would get a better deal probably.
Yeah, we can get you a deal done. Hey, so anyway, we've got a lot of stuff. I'm gonna get into all these things with you, and we've got a lot of time. I do agree, and you've seen a little bit more than I have. Ollie Gordon seems like he's really pushing Jalen Wright for carries. You agree with that?
I do. And along that line, right, this year, right?
So
coming back,
because
he really showed up in training camp, and then he kind of got pushed back during the course of the season, didn't get as many. And then I thought we'd see a little more of that explosiveness that we saw last year in training camp out of him, but I really haven't seen. Then you get Ollie Gordon comes in here, and look, this guy's a good-looking guy. He's a tall guy.
He gets the most out of a carry too.
And
he'll get a yard for you.
The guy, the guy, his junior year was fantastic. And he had a little drop off, but this guy gives you power. He gives you speed. He could catch the football, and he loves to play the game. And that guy's always got a smile on his face. I'm telling you, he is just so. I would like to see Jalen play a little better or than he has.
Is Jalen missing cuts, Bo? Does it you feel like he's not?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
not hitting the right
not
place.
Slashing.
Yeah.
And that that to me, if you're a running back, that offense provides you a lot of opportunity because you can basically choose where you want to go. They're going to stretch it out with the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
If you see them, if you see the edge getting clear, you can take it around. You can cut back or you can cut way back depending on what you see. So there's a lot of opportunity. But when you see it, Joe, it's not going to last very long. You got to put your foot in the ground and go.
Well, that's what this guy does. He plants.
Oh, yeah.
He split them in that last game.
Yeah.
He split two guys, and again, he's 225 pounds. Let's not forget.
Well, 2 years, he was a Doak Walker winner. He was All-American. I think he rushed for like 1,743 yards or something. And so he's. I mean, and I think his last. I don't even know if they're juniors, seniors anymore, whatever. But however many years, got guys playing 9 years now. It's hard to figure out.
6-7 year player,
right?
Miami's got a linebacker 7 years.
So I'll just say the previous year.
Yeah.
He looked like he was going to be a bomb, a Heisman Trophy guy with the way he played. And then last year, I guess it didn't, just didn't materialize. But hopefully, we get the best of him here.
All right, so we've got this little divide that you heard Mike McDaniel talk about a couple of days ago with his comments about the cornerback position. Hey, man, technique, doing the right assignment, and we're seeing great things. You guys are looking at what they've done so far, and if they haven't had a resume of work, you think they're not very good. We don't look at it that way. We're going to find out, by the way, Tuesday's trade cut down to 53. How do you feel about this group? And I know Ethan Bonner's nicked up now, and that doesn't help.
Yeah, and look, we've talked about this, that
for 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's either 6 weeks. Even if it's just a tight hand, if it's not it's certainly not. I don't think it's a tear, but this is just me observing. But I know once those guys, a speed guy gets that hamstring, it's not a 2 week thing. They got to get comfortable with it, and so I think that to me is a 6 to 8 week deal with him. And
I hope you're a bad doctor on that one.
Well, but so let's go before he got hurt. So before he got hurt, he was running with the first team.
He was. He and Sheffield were rotating.
You had Duck on one side.
Yeah.
You had Bonner on the other side with Sheffield, and Sheffield was always Ethan first, and Sheffield second. But they were so they would share first team reps, but Ethan was always the first guy in, right? And so now you're lamenting the fact that you only have one undrafted free agent that's your steadfast cornerback, and you lost another undrafted free agent, Ethan Bonner, and you're thinking it's going to be better. You know, I mean, you look.
They'll say nice things about Cam Smith.
Just the fact that you were gonna your cornerstone now is and look, Storm Duck's played well. He's kind of changed his body around, but still, when you look at the hierarchy of players, you're happy to go in with two cornerbacks.
So you were one of the guys. So you're a front seven guy, and Coach Weaver hit this pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like part of this, you guys we're counting on having a big pass rush.
Well, yeah,
and getting after guys. And
but you're not always going to get it.
No, you're not.
I don't care how good of a front you are. I don't care if
you're not winning every time.
I don't care if you're Von Miller. I don't care if you're Reggie White. I don't care if you're those guys. You know, they're getting 18, 17, 15 sacks. That's 15 sacks. There's a hell of a lot more plays out there than 15. You know what I mean? It's you. I think he's right in saying that their pass rush is going to be very good, but it's not going to be very good. You know,
you won't get there every time.
Teams are going to no. Teams are going to block it, and so you need to have that. I'm thrilled with the front seven. I'm thrilled with the Dotson and all that, those whole Jordan Brooks,
man, Jordan Brooks,
all those guys.
Himself, yeah.
And so I'm good with that, and I'm good with the edge rushers. And Matthew Judon comes in, and now you got a crowded room of pass rushers. I mean, I think in the last couple of years he's had 5.5 sacks each of the last 2 years. But even with that, at some point, that secondary is going to have to play like a secondary.
So we got to go to break here, but you're thinking we're going to –
I think we're going to see a couple new – well, I think they just picked one up yesterday.
We did, but we picked up another guy hadn't played.
I get it. But I think I've been saying, for quite a while, I think after the cut down date, we're going to see two people in that secondary that haven't been here.
Well, you don't have to wait much longer, man. That'll be next week for sure. Kim Bocamper with us this morning. We've got a lot more stuff. By the way, coming up 8 o'clock hour, guy always gets it stirred up here. Pete Prisco from CBS. We'll talk to Pete. I'm expecting he'll be out there. He knows this Jacksonville team real well. I believe he does a radio show up there as well. Atlantic Men's Clinic, they can help Pete, Bo, Joe. They help us all, man. I got to tell you, Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED, low T, if you're dragging and you just don't have the energy level you used to, I can just tell you this. At some point, every man is going to deal with low T where it affects your life. Tired, sitting on the couch more, falling asleep, no energy on the weekend, not walking, not working out like you used to. Then you gain weight because you're not active. And you know how this whole thing works, right, as you get older. Then on top of that, the other part of this no man likes to talk about is the ED. Sex drive, mine was hit and miss, and then it was just gone. Nothing happened. My wife was making excuses for me. It got so bad. Oh, don't worry, you're stressed out. No, it's not you. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, I was ready to go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. So when I did go, I got to tell you, I got great results. I got the PSA test. More importantly, I met with their professionals. They answered all my questions. They got me on a program, and I got great results. And I've been telling everybody, I go to the Plantation location. They got 7 of them, including Hollywood Boulevard, a sweet new office you're going to love. Great people, even better results. But you got to set up that first appointment if you're going through low T and ED right now. And by the way, every guy out there will go through it at one point. Doesn't matter who you are. You lose. At some point, you can laugh at me now, but you're going to lose. And when you do, go to Atlantic Men's Clinic for great results. It's all right. 877-455-7300. Set up that first appointment. It's the most important one. Or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. It works. All right, Woody, what do you have for us today in the headlines?
All right, I thought this was a perfect one to bring up with you two here because I know you have differing opinions on this, but Shohei Ohtani got rocked last night, giving up 5 runs. He's been struggling as a pitcher, by the way. He also got hit by a ball last night. I know you're anti him pitching, right, Joe? And then Bo,
very pro.
You're pro, but he's been rough over his last 5 or 6 games. His ERA is over 6.
I don't care. I just worry about him blowing out his arm, and then I lose that power.
I know. Well, yeah. Look,
they're struggling. They got enough problems right now.
They babied him in about his first 3 games or 4 games, pitched 1 inning. And they're kind of, adding. And then
hey, Bo, he's throwing it 100 miles an hour. He's throwing heat,
well, you know
man.
what? So everybody's got all these young big pitchers now throwing 100 miles.
Everybody,
even the kid from Milwaukee. He's not a big kid, but he's throwing heaters in there, man.
You got any night in the Marlins. They got a ton of those guys that go 97, 98, 99.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody throws hard,
but I still want to see him. I still like the uniqueness of it.
So on that note, because
it's not hurting him pounding those home runs.
No, when he rips them, they're gone. What else you got, Woody? I'm sorry.
All right, I know you guys are boxing fans here. This is a big one. Jake Paul is going to fight Gervonta Davis.
Raise your hand if you know Gervonta Davis.
He's I think.
How old is he? 58 or what?
Is he 58?
Is he collecting Social Security right now? Because I don't think if you're not collecting Social Security, you can't fight Jake Paul.
Yeah. Or a former UFC guy that's 45. Exactly.
In that clause,
I want to hear about you guys watching.
You got that clause in that boxing match where you can't hit me if my jaw is sticking out right for like a big plum for you.
I don't like the guy, but I got to give him credit.
No, I give him a lot of credit.
That guy's found a way to make tens of millions of friggin' dollars.
I would suggest that there are more people that hate him than like him, and that's where he's getting. That's where
it's the Floyd Mayweather thing, just minus the skill.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not the Paul brothers' biggest fans. No,
I'm not either. But
they found a niche in the market.
I'm gonna tell you what, those guys making a lot of money, man, and so hey. Be the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's
doesn't matter.
This is the boxing version of wrestling, the WWE.
You're right. Right. The guy that plays the bad guy.
You dig your persona up there and you make people like it or
make a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right, we got a new show coming out here, guys. USA Fencing has partnered up with CNBC. This is fencing with the pointy swords.
That's one of the most dynamic sports in the world.
What?
Fencing.
I thought you were serious.
I
thought seriously you were you were having one of those old guy moments.
You never know.
I was like,
maybe he's a fan of fencing.
Fencing?
No.
Well, you don't like sword fighting?
Come on. Yeah, when I'm watching the Three Musketeers.
Have you ever I've seen it in the Olympics. It's really the only time I've seen it.
Wasn't the goal is to point hit the guy with the tip, right?
But
just the tip. Yeah.
Well, it'd really make it nice if you didn't have that little thing on the tip. And it was just...
the winner.
Then you got some
drama. The other guy died. The other guy's right in the heart. He's done. Done.
Anyway, if you're interested in the sword fighting here, it'll
I don't
debut
get that.
October 25th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Bo, what's the worst sport that when you see TV, you turn it right away?
Cornhole.
It's not a sport. He asked you.
Yes, it is.
No, it is. No. It's on ESPN for hours.
Professional big fat guys with a cigarette, with a pack of cigarettes.
By the way, I got it set up in my backyard and we play.
Yeah, but that's not big. That's like a cookout or something.
No, it is for beer drinking.
These guys are sitting there sweating.
Or tequila drinking.
The guy goes, ooh, hey, man, now he just left that one on the rim. What a great shot.
What a block. Oh, my God, what a block.
Who broadcast that? Dave Lamont?
That was a Dave Lamont deal. You're a bad guy, and I fell right into it.
I shouldn't say that because he's a very good bowling announcer.
He is. Dave did do a lot of bowling.
He still does.
Look at you. You've been watching a lot of ESPN, boy. This guy knows.
He's probably going to watch the fencing thing.
I probably won't.
Looking for something to do in the afternoons?
Let me ask you, watch Little League Baseball, get these games at all?
Everyone I can get.
I've been watching way too much.
I'm
watching damn 11 and 12-year-olds play Little League Baseball.
When we were in Chicago, I think I watched four straight games.
What?
Because this wasn't even.
You were bored as hell.
This wasn't even when they were in Williamsport. This was like the regionals to get to Williamsport, and so yeah, I don't So I really like. I always like the College World Series, and you know what I've grown fond of is the girls' college. I mean,
Little
League
League.
World Series.
Now the softball girls
are
are doing it too. Same age.
I enjoy watching that. Look, I enjoy watching the College World Series, or whatever they do, the NCAAs.
Yeah, for
the girls. Yeah, softball. I don't know. I like girls softball. I enjoy it.
I like the men a little better, but that's fine.
No. I mean, look, if I was going to have to choose between the two, I'd rather see a guy throwing the ball, a fastball than an underhand ball. But
all right,
I'm just trying to give some love to.
That was good. You handled that with class.
Do you think you could hit one of those?
I actually did one time for CBS where I went to up Westminster High School up in Broward, and tried to hit against one of their high school girls.
How'd that go?
I whiffed about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I'm guessing if you haven't seen it, I'd strike out too.
Because it's it's a shorter distance.
Yeah.
And that ball comes fast.
And they rise it.
Yeah. It's a riser or whatever, change ups or whatever. Yeah, no.
Motion.
Make you look like an idiot.
All right, what else you got?
All right, last one here, guys. Tiger Woods is going to be involved in the PGA Tour here, as I think they've realized their product sucks. And
he's involved with one of Trump's
Tiger
daughters,
says the goal.
I know he's involved
Trump's
in that.
former daughter-in-law.
Whatever it is, in the bloodline there.
Yeah.
Maybe not the bloodline, but
The goal for the PGA Tour is significant change. Tiger Woods added in a social media post that the committee he's part of is about shaping the next era of the PGA Tour.
By the way, Dural's coming back. I'm glad to see the PGA coming back to Dural.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Good. That's great.
Next year.
Dural's
26.
Yeah.
2026.
I mean, that event.
Remember Mickelson and Tiger?
That event was
classic.
So good, man. So good. Yeah.
God, Tiger. Tiger made that event.
I remember watching. It was one. It was who's Australian? Greg Norman. So I watched Greg Norman one time. It was the last round. He comes in. He shoots like 62, 63, and then it goes to a playoff. And that first hole is a par 5, right? In Doral?
Yeah.
And so he eagles the par 5. 19 holes, he shoots 66.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. That's a fun course.
That's a nice course.
By the way, I like to watch it. I did not enjoy playing it. The last time I played was on that course. I lost so many in the rough. And they tell me keep playing, just drop the ball where you think it is. And I just said this is going to be.
Well, if you play any of these courses, if you play them around with tournament time, when the tournament's coming,
they make it a little rougher.
It's a little rough.
They don't want easy for those guys,
especially when you hack like we used to.
Don't worry, Woody rips the PJ guys. Just won't give him any credit up there. We like to say good morning to Jupiter, by the way, where a lot of those guys live this morning.
We had someone driving down from Orlando that texted in this morning. He said he'd let us know where he started here. They said Vero Beach.
Vero Beach
is where we started.
Oh, is that where we used to play the Saints?
Yeah,
in Dodger Town.
Mm-hmm. They used to have.
So I told them that the Dodgers used to have spring training there.
I didn't know that.
They did.
And
so
the Saints,
we would go up there every year and just do a scrimmage. Then they do a barbecue afterwards.
Right.
And then we'd come home and drink beer the rest of the weekend.
No, they had a bunch of beer for us.
Yeah.
Who'd we share a facility with at St. Thomas? With the Baltimore Orioles were there.
That's right.
Eddie Murray
that's
and
right. Cal Ripken.
All those guys. And then all
Jim
those
Palmer.
great Palmer and all those guys. You're like, they were great baseball cards, Woody. That would have been great stuff to have. 8 o'clock hour is coming up, man. Thank you, Wood. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. Joint practice today, 10:15. The last one with Jacksonville, and last one for the fans to go to. 10:15 start. If you don't have tickets, don't worry about it. Just show up. Just show up. Don't worry about the tickets. Hey, want to tell you about my friends at Around the Clock Air Conditioning and Plumbing. You know what? I like to throw out a couple of numbers. You got a lot of choices. You know that by now. But how about these numbers? 37, 135, and 7. How about that? 37 years in the business, 135 trucks on the road, 7 days a week with the best people. Trained and certified technicians, licensed, experienced plumbers. So the next time you have a problem, and by the way, need a new water heater or you need a new air conditioning unit, we don't have to order them. We have them right here in a warehouse, ready to go for you. Matter of fact, same-day installation is always the goal. We have financing plans, still family-owned and operated, and ready to make sure you get great service and get great prices on everything. That's what it's always about at Around the Clock Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Matter of fact, tell them Joe Rose said to give them a call. The next time you have to make a plumbing decision or have an air conditioning problem, they'll come out quickly. 1-888-349-6922 for around-the-clock air conditioning and plumbing.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. At Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia models in inventory like a Sportage, Sorento, and Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. Started with the Dolphins, who will host a joint practice with the Jaguars in Miami Gardens this morning, beginning at 10:15. The practice is open to the public. The third and final preseason game will be Saturday night at Hard Rock. Over to the Marlins, who avoided the sweep, beating the Cardinals 6-2. Miami will get a day off today before beginning a 3-game home series with the Blue Jays tomorrow night. And in soccer, Inter Miami beat Tigres 2-1 in the League's Cup, advancing to the semifinal against Orlando. Next up, Miami will head to D.C. on Saturday night. Bo, I assume you have thoughts.
What is Tigres an international team or what?
I don't know.
I think somebody was mad at me for doing that. I'm not. So they started something a few years ago between Mexico.
All I see is I look up after
and the MLS.
Tigres, and I see him. He's saying something, because I know you hate these cups and all.
Well, I don't mind them if they're like, if you don't
the MLS
if you don't make it up, just so you can give Messi another a ribbon on the. Well, he never played.
So Europe's got their own deal where all the top teams. And they play each other.
But that's been
the Champions League.
The
right?
Champions League's been around a long time.
Joe spends a lot of time in Europe.
Well, I was in France, and they won it all.
Big in soccer now.
He's in France. He's going to Wimbledon, doing all those kind of things out there. And
hey,
he might get a second home out there
imagine
somewhere.
Joe walking
he
around.
Loves it there.
Can you imagine Joe walking around in Paris? Huh?
I think he loves it there. He won't admit it, but he goes there a lot. And I think
I got to be honest with all you guys. All you guys are clowns, because I've had everybody going. So I had it happen again a couple days ago. Like, you went to France. And I go, yeah, my wife really wanted to go. And they go, really? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. How'd you like it? And they're all waiting for me to go.
He goes, I love the Louvre.
You loved it.
I did like it. I didn't have a problem.
You don't have to be like ashamed to
admit. And then on top of that,
it.
my wife the whole time's going, I know you didn't really want to do this. She told me, I know you, outside of going to the tennis tournament, Roland Garros, you didn't really.
Well, that's why I said, Joe, you're going to France? I go, that sounds a little odd. And he goes, yeah, well, I'm going to go to the French Open.
Well, that's part of the deal. There had to be some negotiation. Like, no, we'll go so you can go on. And honestly, she wanted to go too. That's what she said. And she goes, and I'm going to set up a bunch of stuff for us to do. And I go, oh boy, I can't wait. We're going to go on these tours with people. I go, great.
No, but Joe, I'm sure you.
No, it was fun. We had fun.
A romantic trip. And you've seen the Eiffel Tower out of your room, because I know you had a good room.
I did.
Right.
And by the way, it is gorgeous. Yeah. And all that stuff. I know you're being a smart ass right now, but it was.
Does it light up at night? Was it cool?
We stayed up the first night
to see it.
To watch it as soon as the sun. And they go, it's coming. She goes, 9:30. It's going to happen. It was freezing. Didn't have a jacket. And I go, man, I hope it hurries. But it was.
Was it better than you thought it would be?
Yeah.
When it just
it's nice.
But the Eiffel Tower just stays lit for a little while. It's not like all night, is it? Or it stays.
I don't know.
Stays lit all night.
Oh, I'm still on limited time, man. When it's bedtime, it's bedtime there. Plus, but it was fine. And the people were nice. That was a great
Joe
trip.
told me and I shouldn't say this, but he told me in confidence. He said it was a very romantic week. He said.
I would tell you openly. I went for it every night. Are you kidding me? Of course I did.
You had to look at those paintings all day. It's at least.
Hey.
Joe got locked in on the one. Oh, you guys, man.
I just pictured Joe standing there looking at the Mona Lisa, like, what am I supposed to do with this?
No, you know what? Sometimes I've been selfish my whole life. I've been openly selfish. And she said, I go, hey, what would you like to do? We've been,
you got a lot of culture. Stuff. You got a little culture.
And she goes, I'd like to fly over and see Paris for a week.
Yeah.
I go, you know what?
Who's going to go with you?
That's going to be fun. I want to do it. She's listening right now. I knew you didn't want to go. I knew it. Now you're bad mouthing the trip. No, I had a good time. I had a good time.
Came back and raved about it. I know you liked it.
I did. There was a lot of fun things to do.
You said the food was good too, right?
The food was good. And by the way, the people get a bad rap over there. They were nice. Yeah. The ass clowns were the Americans. Honestly, the ass clowns.
I could understand.
I did this. I did tour, and we had some people from Texas. They couldn't have been ruder.
Really?
Than they were the whole trip.
Yeah.
And then they got where they didn't talk to us.
So they liked you. Home. They liked you over there. You're a loud American. They liked you though. You were okay. Like they accepted you.
I just thought when you went in a restaurant, you were going to get
Let me
the
ask you,
cold.
let me ask you,
Nice.
did you get one of those little flat hats that they wear and like those little
beret?
A beret, yes.
No, I know what you're talking about. No, I did not. Matter of fact, like I usually, I don't wear hats out
You
there.
could cock it a little bit to the side, a little bit,
No.
really like stylish
No.
to their
Yeah,
beret.
by
Why
the
don't you
way,
embrace the culture next time you go?
I thought the women were beautiful over. They dress up.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Oh,
Everything was good.
Did you walk by and tell your wife, hey, that
No, I didn't.
That girl's
do
pretty
that.
hot. You kept that to yourself?
I don't want everybody to know you're a bad. This is a problem. And just imagine we're on the road and stuff gets a lot worse. All right. We've got. I tried to do something nice with my wife. I did. I went to France for a week. And they're going, I don't see everybody. I don't see you going to France. I go, why? My wife wanted to go. And I said, okay, let's do it. I want to do it. And she booked out. Man, we were doing something nonstop.
You don't have to convince me. Hollywood's the one that's,
I think it's great. I'm glad he enjoyed it.
Everybody knows me. He goes, nah, dude. Honestly, you'd be fine never leaving.
By the way,
United
where'd
States.
you take your wife to on vacation? A card collection show or something?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, up in
Palaka or
Broward.
what?
There's one coming up in Broward. You got to mention that Broward Convention
Yeah,
show?
we do. We went to Disney World though.
Oh, nice.
He does it
nice,
with the kids.
We love Disney
Yeah,
World.
great. Yeah, well,
apparently.
you should with the kids. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Let me ask you this: you talk about
Why are you so negative?
are there
I
any,
like Disney. It's great.
No, you're making it sound like it
no,
was,
it's not hot or crowded or expensive. It's great.
are there any card collectibles for fencers?
That's a great question.
No.
No.
Let me answer that. No.
Well, you're really into this sword fighting.
Oh,
You brought it up.
This is ball busting. It's going on. He could care less about that. I know.
Oh, you're
the
not a
sports-
fencing sword
No.
guy.
I'm an aficionado. Yes, I am.
Or swordsman.
Because it's electric. You touch it, a little light goes off, and everyone claps, and they don't know what they're clapping about.
Right.
I think they're clapping because it's over.
I
That's
always
it.
wonder, like, why NBC picks certain things up or ESPN picks things. I know they got to fill a lot of time, but it's like, all right, I guess there's a sport for
They
everybody.
put tennis on TV. They might as well put sword fighting on TV.
Oh, Joe, he's hitting your.
All right.
he's hitting
Anyway,
where it
Joe,
really
our
hurts,
show
Joe.
is coming up this
Look at that
weekend.
face.
He's so angry. Look, this guy flew to France to
All
watch
the guy
tennis.
does is rip golf and tennis. And seriously, I got a point a couple days ago.
Because he's
Started pissing me off.
Because he's unathletic. He
I
can't
like
play those.
tennis. I just, it gets to you. So
He
it's,
thinks that tennis guys are stuffy, and he rips these guys up, live up in Jupiter. All of them.
they're a little stuffy. Your tennis
They're not.
crowd.
They're not stuffy. My club's not stuffy.
All I ever hear about is you fighting with these people. Them getting
I don't.
upset
That's
that
not.
people are making noise.
There are a couple guys who get mad if you're making noise. By the way, once I find out that bothers you, of course I'm going to do it. That's part of the deal.
I mean, how many people have you had altercations with in the parking lot at the tennis club?
None.
He does it on the court.
On the court. I had a guy the other day. I don't want to
By the
say.
time-
I don't want to say the guy.
By the
No.
time he gets out of the parking lot, they don't want to talk to him anymore.
Yeah. Here we go. Hey, tell us what the fight you had this time.
So the other day I was playing, and a guy finishes his match, so he decides he's going to watch our match. And I'm going at it with Poop Art. We're going at it. And the guy goes, and I didn't make a call. I thought it was close enough, so I didn't call it. And the guy goes, after the point, he goes, that was out by a foot. And I go, I didn't ask you to make a call for me.
Wow.
And that was it. So he didn't do it again. Like, I don't need you being an official or a judge.
Yeah.
We don't need that. We're fine. I make our own calls. And if I want, and he goes, well, it was out. I mean, you could have called it out. I go, I didn't want to call it out. Now I really didn't want to call it out. All right. Hey,
Sounds like a friendly crowd out there.
we get
Hey,
feisty.
how'd that match go,
competitive.
by the way, against Poop Art the other day?
It was a dog fight. Just an absolute dog
You don't
fight.
want to say who won, right?
No.
Can I?
Nope.
All right.
Hey, by the way, we've got.
Can we talk about the show? You brought up the card show.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. The hobby card show.
If you
in
could
Fort
stay
Lauderdale.
focused on it to talk about it, it'd be great.
I don't know why you're so afraid to admit who won that match.
Most annoying guy I've worked
But I
with.
know.
This guy, go ahead. What do you got on the show?
The show or the match?
No,
Oh,
the
card
show.
idiot.
Hobby card show is coming up this weekend in Fort Lauderdale, featuring 200
10
tables and autograph opportunities. Udonis Haslam will be there. Andre Dawson, Jim Kelly,
All our favorite guys.
Oh, yeah.
Brad Marchand.
I don't know, Brad.
You're a big hockey fan now.
Well,
He spends a lot of money over there going to those
yeah,
final matches.
I've become a big hockey fan since they're winning Stanley Cups.
Well, you like everybody else.
We
The
will
bandwagon.
take- Yeah, I'm not. Look, I don't make any bones about it. I probably for 3 years before they started being really good 3 years ago. Yeah, I probably didn't go to many games.
Yeah.
I'm a Johnny come lately.
That's okay. That's our town. We're
You,
a little bit of a bandwagon town.
I've been here this long. That's long. So I kind of dropped into that mode,
Yeah. All right, pick a number, Bo.
8.
We'll go caller number 8, 305-567-0560. We'll get you set up. The Hobby Card Show. It is coming up Fort Lauderdale this weekend. TheHobbyCardShow.com is how you can purchase tickets if you do not win, if you're not caller number 8 right now.
all right, that sounds good. Hey, we got Pete Prisco, senior NFL columnist for CBS, going to join us. We'll talk to Pete. A lot of stuff to talk about, including Travis Hunter, man. What a cool thing. Guy plays wide receiver, cornerback, the whole deal. If you're going out there today, you'll see him, and you'll see the Miami Dolphins as they try to figure out 53 guys. Do they have 53 on the roster? We'll get into more of that with Kim Bocamper as well, who joins us in studio this morning. Right now, I want to tell you about Baptist Health South Florida, one of the best top sports medicine programs in the country. Top 50. You know why? Well, first of all, people ask me, where do the pros go? And I go, well, enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins, FIU, FAU. They all use those great doctors that they put together, the top team doctors and specialists, knee, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement, Achilles. They see it all, man. Every day, high school, college, and professional athletes. They take care of all of them. And so the next time you have an injury, it's nice to know you don't have to leave town. No, you really don't. Not with these great doctors where you're going to get great results. And then you throw in three great facilities, including Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables at Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility, and 595 and Pine Island in Plantation. All you have to do is visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal with their doctors is that getting you healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most.
104.3 FM.
is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody. One of our favorites. I'll tell you what, entertaining, Bo. This guy, Pete Prisco, senior NFL columnist for CBS.
Doesn't he like to be called Pretty Pete Prisco?
He is pretty.
Doesn't he demand
he does
that?
Sometimes. He does sometimes.
All right.
Pete, good morning. How you doing?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Man, we're doing all right. You going to practice today?
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
I figure. Hey, by the way, so now that Travis Hunter got nicked up a little bit, I guess he could have played. I heard everything. Anybody cutting back on that? He's going to play 100+ plays a game on offense and defense, or same thing goes? You think that team reevaluates that a little bit?
No, I think the plan is to play him all the plays on defense, and then maybe 60% of the plays, 70% of the plays on offense. Wow. I think that's the plan.
Wow.
And you're right. I mean, from an endurance standpoint, it's not going to be an issue. I mean, the kid's. It's strange how he doesn't get bothered by it. When I talked to him at camp, it was 101 that day, and he came over and he sat with me right after practice, and he had been doing stuff on both sides. I said, "Hot enough for you out there?" He goes, "It's not too bad." And I'm like, "What?" I mean, because you know me, I like the heat, but it was hot, brutally hot. And so, and they tell me he has the lungs of a marathon runner. So that's not going to be an issue. The issue is, does the body hold up? And that's going to be the biggest question. But they plan to play him on both sides of the ball a lot.
Yeah, it's just look, I'm like we talk about like the Ohtani pitch. I like the pitching and hitting, and in this, I can relate to this with Travis. But man, I mean, I remember he played 60 plays, especially in the heat. I couldn't imagine
doubling that number.
But look, and the guy, I haven't seen him in person, but when I see him, he's kind of a slight guy. He's not a big guy, right?
He's not a thick guy at all.
Yeah, right. And so, I mean,
but how many corners? Here's the other thing, though, Bo. You know this: the corners don't tackle a ton anymore.
No. Hey, look, really, with the corners, you need to worry about hamstrings and stuff like that, right? For the most part.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So all that kind of stuff, and then, but I'm looking forward to it. I would like to see him go both ways. It's just I'd like to see him. I'd hate to see him a month in being out for 8 weeks. You know what I mean? Hey, I want to see the guy play because I like him on both sides of the football.
Pete,
here's the other part of it.
Yeah.
Here's the other part of it. What happens if he plays a couple of years on both sides and he's outstanding at both? Right? Let's just say he's all pro corner and a receiver who catches 60 passes with 8 touchdowns. How do you negotiate that next contract?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to get paid. You're going to keep doing that. He definitely going to get paid. What would be realistic numbers in year one for you, just watching him out there? What would be realistic, like 4 picks, 3 picks? What?
I think, 4 picks is about right. He's going to, I'm telling you, he's a natural corner. He's a better corner than he is as a receiver.
Okay.
As a receiver, he's got great hands, and he has a great feel for sitting down in zones. The thing that he's worked on and he needs work on is the route running. And, because he was very raw at Colorado, and it's clear that, Edgar Bennett's been a wide receiver coach for a long time. He worked with Devonta Adams, who's maybe the best route runner in the league. And so I think they'll get him going on that, but it might take a year. So I think 4 picks on defense and maybe 50 catches on offense, 45, 50 catches on offense.
Hey, Pete, I'm looking at the depth chart in Jacksonville, and I'm thinking, what kind of team is it going to be? I mean, you look at, you certainly, you got Travis, you got Trevor Lawrence, Etienne. I don't know what he's going to do, but I always liked him coming out of college, but I don't
not
think
fumbling the end zone at the end of the game.
So, but about the rest of that team, it's kind of been a mystery to me, that team.
Yeah, and I think, offensively, look, Trevor Lawrence, and you'll see it today, mechanically, they fixed him, I think. I thought he was always a long strider. His motion was a little elongated. And when I saw him in camp and in mini camp, I thought it was quicker, faster. He said they worked on it, the footwork. And then you wonder if it carries over to the game. And since you've seen him in the games, it's carried over. And so that's a good sign. So I think he'll be good. I think the passing game could be really good. De'Ami Brown's had a great summer. It gives them some speed. And Brian Thomas is going to be a 1A. I mean, he's big-time player. That's a guy that they didn't use enough early last year. and he's become a big-time player. So the passing game is going to be really good. You know, you mentioned ETN. I tell you what, they got a kid, a rookie, Tootin, that I think is the real deal. I mean, he's got home run speed from Virginia Tech, knows how to cut. I think ultimately at some point this season, he takes over as the lead runner. The question is the offensive line. And they've shuffled guys around. They spent money there. They brought in Hainsey, McCary at right guard. And they've had competition all throughout camp. But how good are they? I think that's the question. They look better. They're coached better. So I think they might be pretty good offensively. Defensively, the question is the middle of the defense. And, Mason Smith and Eric Armstead have been out all summer. Eric Armstead might be playing the old veteran game. I mean, they say he has a back, but he's going to be one of their defensive tackles along with Mason Smith. But I think the important thing is, can they stop the run? I mean, they've had problems over the last couple of years stopping the run. So I think that's the number one priority for that team.
Tony Baselli gets a big role. I didn't see that one coming, to kind of over the top of the general manager to kind of set the tone and reset this thing. Did that surprise you, number one, and how involved is Tony?
Didn't surprise me. I did a radio show with Tony for 9 years in Jacksonville every Monday. And, I put him in, he's actually an employee of the team. So I used to put him in some very bad positions, and I love doing it. And kind of like I do with you, Joe.
Yeah, I know. I know.
but only we did it.
Hi, Ann. I know that was Pete. I wasn't me, Ann. Damn it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And by the way, that was I do it with him for 2 hours. So think about that for a second. So I mean, it's just like a layup. But now, look, he always wanted to get into that side of it. There were a couple of years ago, he had an opportunity where he thought he might get back into the football, or get into the football side of it, and then it got squashed by the other guy. And so I think it was a smart move by the owner. The owner didn't really have anybody in the building that he could lean on for a lot of stuff. He'd go right to the general manager. Well, the general manager was playing the general manager's angle, so it never worked out that way. So I think it's a good buffer between GM, coach, and owner, and Tony's embraced it. I mean, you'll see him today. He's embraced the entire process. He loves it. He's been involved in it, actively involved in it. He's not making the football decisions, but he's in on all that stuff, and I think he's really come to grips with what he is. And look, he oversees a lot of the stuff in that building, and I think that's important for them.
Can we jump into your prediction for the top 7 playoff spots? Here we go. Bills number 1, Chiefs number 2. Bowie's got Ravens 3, Texans 4. They've been winning that division. I get that. The 3 wild card, Broncos, okay. 6, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And the last spot, he went total homer. He went back up to Jacksonville.
Right there, huh?
And
wow.
He went from 4 wins. Why?
Let me explain to you. Because that division stinks. And by the way,
it's not a very entertaining division, to be honest with you. I mean,
no, it's not.
It's like the New Orleans.
We don't have a lot of room to talk about divisions.
Well, look,
the division's bad. Let's just be real. The division's bad. I mean, you got a rookie quarterback in Cam Ward starting in Tennessee. You got Daniel Jones starting for the Colts, and then you got in the Texans. I worry about the Texans' offensive line. I really do.
Well,
I mean, it was a problem last year.
There's not a marquee team in that.
No.
It's just like, oh, okay, okay, this is, Midwest. Well, I don't know. It just
9 or 10 wins could get it done again. Yes.
Yeah, I think 9 wins. I think Jacksonville could win 9, and I think the Texans could win 9. I don't think any of them will win in 10 or 11. I'll be honest with you. I just don't. It's not a good division. Whereas in your division, Buffalo's going to run away with it with 14 or 15 wins, and everybody else is going to be looking up at them.
Hey, it's funny? We were talking about this early this morning. I wanted to run this by you. We all agree Josh Allen's one of the best players in football and the MVP. Who's the second best player on a team? I heard somebody say they just got a lot of really good players. And I started going through that roster on both sides. I can't tell you who the second best player is. There's no
on that team.
Yeah.
The left tackle's probably
Dawkins.
Yeah, and he's one of the better left tackles in the league.
Running back.
Running back. Yeah, he's good, but I don't know. Bosa when he's healthy. I mean,
but
and they got him in bubble wrap until December. That's what they don't care about.
Joey's on his last. He's on that twilight tour.
I think
right?
they're really policing his program to get him through the season.
I think they need to. I mean, the history. His history over the last couple of years is just you get him on the field, and if he can play at that level,
plays great.
But he plays great. But he's in and out, which is he's been in the league for quite a while now.
Yeah, here's the other thing about that team. They're the only team in the league, I think I've heard this in years. All 10 of their top offensive linemen came back this year. That doesn't happen.
No.
So there's where they have strength on the offensive line. And by the way, defensively, the 2 rookies they added in the middle, the Sanders kid from South Carolina and Walker from Kentucky, big body kids. All of a sudden now you look at their defense, they're deep on that defensive line now too. Russo looks like, he's gigantic. And then you get Bosa, you get, the Hoyt kid, he's going to be suspended for 6 games. Okunjobi's going to be suspended. But when they all come back and, after 6 games, they're going to have to cut a good football player. That's how deep they are on that defensive line. So the corner still remains a concern. Hairston got banged up, the first-round pick, and he's been out for a while. But I think as a whole, you're right. They don't have a star on defense that you go, okay, fourth quarter, who do we identify? Got to block him and make if we have a chance to move the football. They don't have that.
Yeah,
but they will come at you in waves on both offensive and defensive line.
The other thing, much like you could take the top 4, very well coached team, right? I mean, the coaching on that team to me is among the top 5.
They put
teams.
Their guys in a good position.
Yes, they do.
I
They
agree.
put them in a position to win. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Brady's going to be a head coach as an offensive coordinator. I don't think there's any question about that. What he's done for Josh Allen and cut down the mistakes is big. And then on the other side, Bob Babbitt is a good young defensive coordinator. And then they have Aaron Kromer as their offensive line coach. He might be one of the best, if not the best, in the league. So you're right. The coaching matters, and I think that shows up with the Bills.
Hey, speaking of 4-win teams, people love the Patriots right now, and of course, the overreaction to preseason football. You talk about it all the time. What do you think of the Patriots, and how quickly can this thing come together with all that money they spent?
Yeah, I think they're a year away. I think they're going to be feisty, competitive, tough. They're going to be a hard out every week for everybody in that division and whoever they play. But I think they're a year away from pushing for something more and, pushing the Bills. I just do. I think when you have that new group coming together, it's hard to bring them all together quickly like that. And then, the offensive line still has some major questions. You're starting a rookie left tackle and there's some other questions on that offensive line. So I think a year away is where they are. But boy, I'll tell you what, they're going to be a tough out week in and week out because, Vrabel's going to bring that physical style and he's going to bring that mentality to the team. And you also have a heck of a second-year quarterback who I think is going to take a leap forward.
So how do you stack up the AFC East?
Do you really want me to say that?
Yeah, no, we want you to. Yeah, I want to hear this.
Number one, Buffalo's number 1. I think New England will push for 2, probably put them at 2. I'd probably put the Jets at 3, and I'd probably put Miami at 4.
Ooh, yeah.
No, Pete's been consistent though. He just not.
You're on Miami radio. Come on, Pete.
I said that when I was there for training camp and we did our hits. I said that on the air, and every Miami Dolphins fan in the world got all over me. So I said they were the worst team in the division.
Look, I do. When you say New England,
they're better in some spots though. I give them that. That defensive line could be nasty.
Yeah.
In Miami.
Look, I agree. I think New England. I think they did well in free agency, and I think they did well in the draft. They better
do real well right tackle.
They need a year to mature, right? That's kind of
and then the Jets. The Jets have a good roster, but is Fields going to take?
Yeah.
That's the question there. And then in Miami, you have questions in the secondary. My gosh, there's a ton of questions back there. And then the offensive line has to come together. I think that's a major question too. And by the way, I love what I've seen from Paul. You guys know, I told you I love Paul when he came out. He was one of my favorite guys, and he's been good. He's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Pete, it's great having you, man. I'll see you out there. I'm going to save a seat. Bo and I are going to save a seat up there in the corner so we can get you going a little bit. All right.
You know me. I'll be going. That's for sure. All right, guys.
We know that.
Care.
Pete Prisco, thank you, bud. Senior NFL columnist for CBS, joining us this morning. You had to ask him that last question, and you knew you're sitting here. Here he goes. Yeah, he's not feeling great about the Miami Dolphins. All right, hey, we've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on. Want to take a moment to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning. Oh my gosh, the SUV family. I got to tell you, you can't say enough about what's going on with the all-new Equinox, whether it's the electric or the regular Equinox. Got the fantastic look, convenient driver tech, And not only that, but all the space you and your family are going to need. It's just fantastic. I go right over that new 2025 Traverse, one of my favorites, right below the Tahoe. And listen, I cannot talk Chevy without the new Tahoes and Suburbans. I like being comfortable, and it is got all the room you and your family will ever need for a big, comfortable SUV. Right over to Silverado Trucks, our big cleanup hitter. They make a Silverado truck absolutely perfect for your lifestyle. That's why it's our number one seller and has been for a long, long time. With 14 dealerships throughout South Florida, see your South Florida Chevy dealers today for outstanding offers going on right now.
The Joe
Sports Talk on WQAM is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. And our boy Pete Prisco, who you had to get him.
I had to.
He's got us dead last in the AFC.
I'm just trying to do a service.
He put us dead last in the AFC.
I'm just trying to do a service to your listeners and understanding what he's bringing to the table. Where we stand.
He is not
in his hierarchy.
He has not felt good about this team.
Yeah. Well, look, he's certainly got a point in the secondary. I mean,
you worried about the O-line?
You know what? I'd like to see Austin Jackson back. That's kind of been going on.
They sound like they're okay with Larry Borum. They said Larry's gotten a lot better. Borum's playing better.
So Savai and I he's still a little raw.
I'm not worried about him.
No, I'm not. He just needs reps. He'll get better. But I'm pretty set with. To me, the offense. If you get Tyreek and Waddle healthy, the only concern with me on that offense really right now is the tight end. And I know Waller's coming back, but I've got to see. And look, I'm not trying to put a damper on it, but he hasn't played for a year and maybe a half of the last season. And Joe, it's easy to put it in your mind that I can come back and be.
Well, they kind of penciled him in as coming back to be the guy, and I'm like, damn, man, we haven't seen the guy.
He hasn't run a route yet. I haven't seen him run a route yet. I think today. I don't know if today
he's been running on his own, apparently, according to Drew.
Well, I don't know if he's been running routes.
That's what they said.
Okay, well,
but it's there, Bo. You got to get out there.
Well, but here's what it's Joe. I remember when I was out of year, I was beat up when I finished. And when I was out of year, I'm going, oh man, geez, maybe I can, maybe I got another year. And then all of a sudden I go, no. So I'm not, I can't speak for him. Look, if he is what he was, it'd be perfect fit. He's a big guy. He catches the ball well. He runs well.
He looks great.
And he looks great.
That guy looks like he's
but beyond that, I'm just going to the points that, to me, the two biggest concerns I would say is tight end, because we haven't seen him, and then the secondary. And I can't dismiss.
Well, we haven't played with 5 offensive linemen or 6 offensive linemen forever.
Yes.
We go 7, 8, 9 every year.
Right. But you'd like to see this offensive line play together, because I think, but if they can stay healthy, and look, most of those guys, Daniels, I think is going to be fine. And Austin Jackson, it's going to be one of those. Maybe he plays week 1. I don't know, but
they said he's going to be. All these guys are supposed to be back for that first game, and you hope so. But So I just thought it was really interesting listening to Mike McDaniel and then Coach Weaver, defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver, talk about you guys are more worried about this defensive back situation than we are, because we can get pressure.
Fine. We're still worried about it. And they can say you guys are too worried about it. Well, yeah, we are worried about it until we see, Well,
I want to see who's there actually going to be when they put the 53 man is the truth.
Minka, Minka's going to play well for you.
I'm not worried about safeties.
Worried about Minka. I'm not so worried about the safeties. It's just so we talk about the corners. Well, what happens when you go to nickel and dime?
So now the latest one has been Jason Marshall had a good day yesterday in the slot. And then the other part is Mike Hilton. They keep talking about Mike Hilton, and they're not playing him because he said, we know what he can do. I don't know what that means. At some point, even 31-year-old Mike Hilton's got to play. And they say, well, we know he can blitz. But you got to cover besides just blitz. So hey, Bo, I'll give you another one too. Matt Dickerson. You can't get rid of him, can you? He's too good. Defensive tackle, Matt Dickerson.
You're going
to keep all the young guys.
Yeah. He's that guy that's on the edge. We talked in when we were up in Chicago, and he said, look, I've been I think he's been in the league for 6 years. He's bounced around. He said, I know where I'm at. I may not be on this roster, but I want to put some stuff on tape, or I'm going to be on another one. But I think there's a number of guys that have done that and put them, Derek McClendon is showing. They talk about him being the best true pure pass rusher on this football team. And this is coming from some of the players.
I get all that nice stuff, but we got 4 veteran guys.
Well, I know. I mean,
and
look,
Cameron Good's by far the best special teams guy to run down and make tackles. What about Quentin Bell?
Well, Q-Bell's he's a core special teams guy for you too, and he's been playing well. You can't keep like 8 guys at. Well, look, you probably got 6 guys on that could play in just the inside backers, right? And now you got
Willie Gay and KJ Britt are going to be on the team.
No doubt.
I think Channing Tindall's in a little trouble.
Well, I think Channing Tindall's in a little trouble too. But I mean, you got some other guys in there that are playing well, and then you got all the. So here's what here's what I'm trying to figure out. The Dolphins, the Dolphins, and I like Anthony Weaver, and I love what he's doing. So they play 2 big guys in the middle, and then they got the edge rusher. Are they edge rushers? Or are they linebackers? Or are they defensive ends?
I think you're playing like give a lot of looks, Bo.
Well, so I do see where you take those 2 big guys in the middle, and you have these pass rushers outside. You can drop one of those pass rushers down and make it a 3-4, or you can take 2 of them down and make it a 4-3. I know there's a lot, and you can do that.
I think you're going to see Sealer, you're going to see Benito Jones in the middle, and Kenneth Grant on the outside, and Jordan Phillips is also coming on.
Let me tell you what, Biggers is throwing his. He's been showing up too. I mean,
I wonder how much they'll play him early in the year.
I don't know. I don't know. But I tell you, Phillips is done really well. Phillips has played really well.
He turned it on. Yeah.
Kenneth Grant. I mean, he's done everything you've asked.
Number 1 picks playing.
And then
a lot.
The surprise to me is Phillips and how good he's played. For where they got him at.
He is strong. Seeing some of his highlights on some of the things that he's done.
So they can crash the middle, they can press the middle, and they can come from the sides in a big way.
They got a lot of tough decisions to make. Yeah, at those 2.
They're going to be some good. They're going to be some teams that are picking up some good players.
I think's in trouble. Roster. A lot of nice things been said about Grayson Murphy. I don't think he's going to make it.
Yeah. I feel the same way. He's done a lot of good things.
I think McClendon might go ahead of him
before him.
Yeah. If they keep because they may be going, wow, we keep McClendon or Murphy.
Yeah.
What do you do? Now, the other guy will go to the practice squad. The question is, how long are you on the practice squad before somebody else picks you up? Yeah. Everybody's looking for anybody can sniff pass rushing.
Yeah.
Cameron Good on the team.
Yeah.
Or am I giving him too much credit for a special team? Because he's not a great pass rusher.
I think so because of his special teams.
Okay.
They bring in a new special teams coach. Look, by the way, I think their special teams, at least what we've seen so far, have been pretty impressive, especially on the kick returns and all the things that they're doing now with that.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Hey, we're trying to track our chef down. We haven't talked to him, Bo. I haven't talked to him. No, I haven't been around, and I was thinking about him here.
Well, he was on vacation, and then I was gone for a long time. I haven't seen him either.
I just want everybody in South Florida, especially now from Key West to up to Jupiter. You're down in that Fort Lauderdale area. Catch and Cut, new restaurant on Los Olas Boulevard. Great steaks, unbelievable seafood, sushi bar, and Bo. It's all led by the executive chef who spent 26 years at Joe Stonecrop. I feel like I do this resume thing every time I talk about Chef Andre and the job that Chef Andre has done. Anyway, Chef Andre joins us this morning. Chef, man, I missed you, man. How you doing?
Since last time we spoke, my head's getting a little bit bigger. I'm pumping out my chest. I'm getting a little more cockier. All the trash talking you do with the Patriots, I'm not going to listen to you guys anymore. So we're off to a really good start.
You got to like Pete Prisco. He put him number 2 in the AFC East pretty boldly.
By the way,
I know that's nice to see.
You're reading into those preseason games, Chef. You're reading into the friggin' preseason games, 2-0.
Hey, after the last few years, I'll take it and run with it.
Hey, Chef. I got to get in some of the stuff here on the restaurant. Everybody's been raving that goes over there has had a great experience, the food and everything else. What do we got going on for the summer? It's been a month or so since I talked to you.
Yeah, it's actually a great time. We're planning for the fall menu. The fall menu will launch October 15th, tied in with the stone crab season. Getting ready to do our Sunday afternoons which will highlight, sushi and high-end champagnes. So we got a lot going on. We're going to do a catch and cut winemaker series dinner for hopefully 6 to 12 dinners per year. So we got a lot going on. But we're still developing who we are and what direction we're going to take. But I can tell you the customers that we have, and believe it or not, I get a lot of customers from your radio station who come to my defense from all the trash talking that I take from you guys. I had
all those New Englanders that come down.
I don't want this place to turn into like everybody up in the Boston area feels like they can go to your restaurant, though. Come on.
Listen, soon we're going to have. We had the Panthers flag out there. We had the Dolphins flag. I ordered the Patriots flag.
Oh well.
And trust me, I still have your 2 jerseys and my Amazon card.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? You know what's funny? So the station here, they've gone to FM, so it gives you a broader. Where you go from Key West to
north of Jupiter.
North of Jupiter, but Chef, I've been in there where people from Palm Beach and Boca Raton and Miami have been in there. So it's already got a pretty broad approach. But some of those guys from a little bit up a little more north up there need to drive down.
I always tell everybody too. I always forget because parking. Everybody talks about parking. We got valet parking there, which really makes it nice. I don't know who got that done, but that sure is a nice touch.
Yeah, it's a nice touch for our clientele. They really enjoy it. But we're getting a lot of repeat customers, and that's my goal, to bring back that old school hospitality, get to know our customers. The customers get to know us. And I was in there talking with the managers yesterday, saying, guys, this is what it's all about. All the modern technology is not going to drive customers. It's us. It's us going to drive customers, and it's starting to come along really well, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
Well, you also know you do a good job of tweaking the menu. I mean, every time I've been, it seems like you've added something, and just kind of refreshing a little bit. And obviously, you have the catch of the day, the cut of the day. But even on some of the other stuff, the restaurant's the menu's kind of ever changing.
Yeah, the menu's pretty simple, and it's funny. When I was in college at Johnson & Wales, going back 1982 to 84, one of our classes we had to design a menu, and I pulled up the menu the other day from my storage, and believe it or not, it's almost similar in a way. And I just want simple, good food. I want you to come in, enjoy your friends, enjoy us, and really make it part of your daily dining.
Hey, how's that super? Before we let you go, how's our superstar waiter doing? I've heard from him a few times. How's he doing? Eugene, the dancing machine, can crack a stone crab like nobody's business.
Yeah, he's doing really well. I just got to calm him down with the Eagles a little bit.
Good luck.
Yeah, listen. I really enjoy working with him. He's part of the restaurant. He's fit in very well.
Chef, thank you, man. Really appreciate you spending a few minutes with us here, man. Keep it rolling over there. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Hey, don't be sad when the Dolphins. Don't be sad when the Dolphins. Take care of business.
Take 2 of them. Including that home opener. Thanks, Chef.
I'm gonna tape this segment, so remember that.
I know you are. We do know that. Thanks, Chef. We do know that, my man. Thank you. All right, that was Chef Andre. Man, if you get a chance, you guys got to head out there. Bo, what's your favorite, steak or fish when you go out there? Only steak.
I like the sea bass, really good. And Joe, those steaks are hard to. No, they're really hard to pass up. Man. I mean, you
can't get a bad steak there. It's impossible.
Well, let me tell you what, the sushi though is second to none.
Yeah, when I'm with your wife, it's really good because they just bring it over, man. When you're with Sweet Mary over there, it's the way to go. Hey, we got 9 o'clock hour coming up. Got a lot more stuff to get to here, but before we do hit the 9 o'clock hour, I want to tell you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Oh my gosh, the man has no life. He's always working. It's about getting you a mortgage quickly. Man, that's what it's all about. Getting you the best rates. Right now, the rates are in the 5s. Michael Kotze made it a point. Joe, tell him they're in the 5s. First-time home buyer rates. We're going to get you pre-approved, get it all done. So the next time you go for your first home, you got a chance. Nothing worse than keep finding a place and you get beat out by somebody else. Oh, we lost out. We weren't set. Didn't have the money in place. They didn't want to take a chance on us. Those days are over with Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Self-employed, been declined by the banks? Michael Kotze's got a great program for you. I always just say this, man. Go to Google reviews on the web, Choice Mortgage reviews. They're saying a lot of nice things about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. He got a great program for the seniors, programs that convert your home equity into money quickly. I can go on and on about the programs, but hey, it's about getting you that mortgage and that money that you need quickly. for something you really want to get, and that's what they are all about and always have been. Again, call or text them, 561-441-2730. Mike Ocasio, get back to you quickly. More than 30 years of experience right here in South Florida. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
855-558-8000 or visit careerinayear.com and launch your future today. Now we'll head over to the Marlins, who avoided the sweep, beating the Cardinals 6-2. Miami will get a day off today before beginning a 3-game home series with the Blue Jays tomorrow night. And in soccer, Inter Miami beat Tigres 2-1 in the League's Cup, advancing to the semifinal against Orlando. Next up, Miami will head to D.C. on Saturday night. Joe, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you so much, man. We don't get to do this a lot. We got 9 o'clock hour. Of course, we got our final joint practice. By the way, this kind of ends camp. Right? We got a day off tomorrow and then the final preseason game. And then for a lot of guys, they're going, okay, they start doing the numbers. Like, will they keep 6 or 7 here? Do they keep 5 receivers or 6 receivers? So Saturday night and then final cuts on Tuesday afternoon. You have to go from 90 to 53. That's a big, we call it a big-ass cut.
Across the league, that's a lot of guys out of jobs, man.
But
then guys that have worked real hard.
Yeah,
out of jobs.
You fill a lot of it up with practice squad.
Sure.
And by the way, practice squad monies, hey, guys will be fine, and a lot of them will get called back up. Hey, we got something pretty special. We don't get to do this, and I think the world of this guy, and I know they do great work, and they've been with us here for a while. Chevin Goodman, the owner and CEO of Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing, and a long-time Miami Dolphin football fan. I always love it. So I go in and I talk to Chevin to tell me about his dad and you guys going to games back in the 70s. The Killer Bees weren't even around when you were following this thing.
That's correct. Back in the 70s, I was probably 6, 7 years old. It was my first experience being turned on to the Miami Dolphins by my dad, Earl Morrill, Bob Greasy, Larry Little, Jake Scott. You know, all the guys from those days, and the
who's who of greatness, man. You're right.
Now you saw the games in the Orange Bowl. As much as people bitched about that, it was a great place. First of all, it was a great place to play, and everybody's old school said, yeah, man, that was a good place to watch a football game.
Great place to watch a football game. And one of the things I remember the most is how the stadium would shake when we get going on
crazy?
3rd and long and defense. You could feel the stadium shake.
It was like an erector set, right?
Like an erector set. It was crazy.
Between that and Saturdays with football, and they were winning, and then we were going. Hell, we didn't lose too many games at the Orange Bowl back in those days either. So it was a great time. Hey, Chev, we don't get to do this a lot, but I know how much you care as not just the CEO and owner of the company, but the amount of time that you put in on this thing and even the follow-up that you do when people call, you go out and you check on jobs randomly. I thought that was pretty cool for as big as your company is. But if you would, man, and we're in the middle of the noodles are going everywhere. You know, they curve this way and that way. Sooner or later, we're going to get hit. And you always tell me, hey, one thing you can do is protect your home. Just talk a little bit about the company.
Yeah, we've been doing this a long time. The company's 20 years old. I got the passion from growing up in South Florida. I'm a Florida boy. Growing up in South Florida and seeing all the hurricanes and the damage. So when we got into general contracting, the passion came from seeing all the devastation and the storms that hit when I was young. And we decided to focus, instead of building houses or do renovations, we decided to go into basically impact windows and doors. We believe in protecting people's families and their homes, and that's where the passion comes from, and we do it very well. That's what we do. We don't do any other type of construction other than impact windows, doors, and roofing. That's our niche right there.
So I got to ask you, I always hear the third one, the roofing, and I tell people, look, you do all the different roofs, so that's not a problem. Just talk about that.
We do all roofs, whether they're metal roofs, tile roofs, shingle roofs, or flat roofs. We got into roofing only because we did so much impact window and door work. People would say, well, could you do our roof while you're doing this? So we did have a roofing license. We just never actually used it. We've had that license for years. And we finally activated about 3 or 4 years ago. And we've been doing roofs ever since. And since then, we've put on probably close to 2,000 roofs.
Wow. Anyway, and we got a new location. I have not been to the new location. Do you like people to go? Do you guys like going out, or do you like people to come down and see what's the best way?
We love people to come to the new location or to any of our locations. We do have a location out in Weston, but our newest location is in Dania /Fort Lauderdale, right off I-95 and Griffin Road. 32,000 square feet. We have over 150 employees now, and we're actually building a new showroom for anybody to come by and see if they want to look at the windows and doors, touch them, feel them. The new showroom will be built within the next 3 or 4 days.
You know, I like one of the many things is your staff that you have that answers the phone to answer all the questions. It's knowledgeable group. It's not they've been around. They can answer and get the whole process started. And I just think that's so important, being able to talk to somebody, but those guys are special.
Yeah, we have a lot of different departments. We do everything from starting the job with a contract, taking that to measure the house. At that point, it then goes to HOA. If there's an HO community involved, we get all that paperwork done and help the homeowner get it approved for us to go in there and do the job. We do all the permitting in-house.
There's a lot of
stuff.
We
do everything in-house. It's really impressive. If anybody wants to come by and see us at any time, feel free just to stop by. Don't need an appointment. We're there 7 days a week, but basically the main staff is there Monday through Friday. There is some people there Saturdays and Sundays, but the main staff is there Monday through Friday, anytime from 8:30 till 6 o'clock.
So you know how this works now, and we know in sports. I'd like to. Hey, Joe, Chevin, can I deal with him directly?
Absolutely. As long as I'm there, if I'm not out eating lunch or on a job site, I'm in the office.
You always are, right?
You can come anytime. I'm there Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturday, but for sure Monday through Friday, unless I'm on a business trip.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you guys really cover all of South Florida, right?
We do all 3 counties. We go everywhere from Homestead all the way up to past Jupiter, maybe even to Stewart, but Jupiter to Homestead. We will do a few jobs down in the Keys or past Stewart if it's a specific deal that we make with the customer to go that far, if it's pre-planned.
No, I just, hey, listen, man, I think it's great when people get a chance. You know, I talk about Chev as in Chevin, and I think it's kind of neat. People get to hear your voice and know, you know, when they look at the company, they see your ads, they hear your ads, you're on TV as well and the stuff. So, and it's growing like crazy what you've done. The reason it grows because you guys do a great job.
I really appreciate that. I would say I'm probably more excited than you guys. I'm a huge Dolphin fan. Been going to the game since I'm a little kid. I've taken all my kids to Dolphin games. They're all no Dolphin fans, so I get a little starstruck around people. So I might be a little nervous, but I'm more excited probably to be here than
So can I ask something? So we're kind of in the middle of hurricane season, and I think down here these are the months that we're kind of in the in the picture. Do you stock up so if a hurricane does hit that you can get out quickly and take care of people's homes, get them buttoned down and where they can stay and live in their house?
That's a great question, Bo. It doesn't really work that way. If somebody was in an emergency with a broken window or needed to protect a specific side of the house, we might have some windows in stock, but most of our windows are actually custom ordered. Yeah. We measure every house after the contract is written, and we order those windows custom from the manufacturer. Well, what we try to tell people is not to wait till the storm hits to then decide to do this, but it happens every year. The phones ring off the hook when the storms start hitting. We suggest that you do it now for next year. At this point, we're in the middle of the season already, or a good third into the season already. Thank God nothing's hit. We've had one name stored. It looks like it's wobbling towards North Carolina right now, but this is the time to get prepared for the future. But again, if there was somebody with a broken window or a window facing maybe an intercoastal waterway, we might have something to help them with, as a temporary fix till we do the whole house. But if we're talking about the whole house, it would have to be ordered.
Hey, Chev, so I got to ask you, you've been around, and you and I were sitting there and we were talking about all the Dolphin teams. Your favorite Dolphin team, is there a favorite year that you were there for that you remember?
I mean, you got to say the undefeated team is the most famous team, but
well,
I love I'm probably one of the fewer Otter fans, meaning I'm the guy that sits there when you're going to lose and you're down 21 points and there's 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I'll sit there and still stare at the team and figure this out. And I'm the guy that's in the house screaming at the TV when there's a call I don't like. I'm playing, referee or coach in my house. And I'm the guy when it's 3rd and long and everyone's sitting down because we're down 21 points. I'm the guy saying, get up. And everyone's just looking at me like they want to kill me. I'm that fan.
I can't wait to see your employees,
so let me ask the question. Old uniforms or the new uniforms?
I was always an old school fan. I love the old uniforms, but I think after a few years now, I've kind of fell in love with it.
You like the new Dolphin or the old Dolphin more in the logo?
I've always been an old school fan, but I thought it's taken time, but I think I've fallen in love with the new stuff. It's been a few years now.
I'm with you. It really took me a long time, but I'm starting. But look, I always when they bring out those old aqua throwbacks. I mean,
I like
love
throwback week.
Gotta love that.
especially
I do like
under the
throwback.
lights. You know, I don't know something about being under the lights with the aqua jerseys and the white pants.
Not a bad way to go.
No,
fellas, I got to go to break here, and this has been great. And having Chevin in here with us, the owner and CEO of Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. If you've been thinking about it, I always say, hey, you can get it done now and pay later. I know that's a big thing that Chev has set up for people, and you get great deals going on. If you want to know more about it, here it is. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, that's LoctiteImpact.com, or you can call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff. You want to stop by, say hello to Chevin. If, like he said, if he's there, he's going to come out and talk to you. He's not a bad guy at all. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment.
Sports lives here.
All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Once again, if you're going out or was thinking about going out, Dolphins and the Jags will have a joint practice. It starts at 10:15 today. Bo and I will be out there for practice, getting set for the preseason game Saturday night at Hard Rock Stadium, and then they're going to break camp, and folks, we'll be talking about the 53-man roster. That's next Tuesday is the NFL roster cut-down deadline to 53. So whether you have 90, 89, 88 guys on the team right now, everybody in the league's got to get down to 53. So we'll be talking about that. And by the way, if you get a chance tonight, we got the Broward County National Football Showcase. They've got 8 games Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. 2 of the top-ranked teams in the country will be in town. And we got 3 of the top 10 teams. First time, Bo, I can remember. St. Thomas, American Heritage Plantation, and Chaminade. Chaminade's actually ranked 7th in the country. Heritage is 8. And St. Thomas, when was the last time we said St. Thomas, the 3rd best team ranking-wise?
In the state?
10.
I mean, in South
in
Florida.
The country.
In the country.
These are all in the country.
Yeah,
and Northwestern, Teddy Bridgewater,
yeah,
built that team up before his suspension, and now he's back being a quarterback in Tampa Bay. His team's 11. So we got 4 great teams.
Yeah,
it's incredible, the football.
The football, the high school football, Joe, a long time ago, they weren't, there. So you got your Dade Broward high school teams, and then you got those teams that are national teams. The American Heritage, Northwestern, St. Thomas, Chaminade, where they're playing Hoover, and they're playing.
Yeah, they play all over the country. Gorman, they go and play Gorman in Nevada.
Las Vegas, the teams in California. So it's that group of the very high, Don Bosco up in New Jersey.
Loaded.
Right, all those teams that are like that, it's almost got they got a little schedule for all of those guys.
Yeah.
St. Thomas is going over to Germany or somewhere to play, right?
Well,
where are they going to Germany?
Yeah. And by the way, Nike and Adidas sponsoring these schools now. By the way, also with this, if you're wondering, you're just joining us, Chevin Goodman, the owner and CEO of Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofings with us as a, it's funny. I've got a few sponsors that are big Dolphin fans. Chev, you're right up there as big as a fan of the Dolphins. Just talking to you for a couple hours one day, and we were just talking about all the team. You keep up on all that stuff, even with this company.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we go to all the Dolphin games. I send a lot of my employees to the Dolphin games, as perks for doing a good job.
You take your son with you to the games?
My son goes to games.
You got to give a shout out to your son. Come on.
Hi, Chase. Love you, Chase. Love you, Jen.
There you
Shout
go.
out. Thanks, Joe, for letting me do that.
Hey, man, if you're going to show up and you can't bring the kid, you got to say something to him. Like, Dad, I'm in the studios today, man. We're sitting here and trying to figure out. So I got to ask you, Tua Tagovailoa, fan? What's your thoughts?
Huge fan of Hawaii. Been there many times. My brother lived on the North Shore for 10 years. So, yes, I'm a fan of Tua. I think he's very, very accurate. I think the bottom line is that we have to protect him. He's got to stay up to help us win games.
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone feels like. I mean, once he's in there, you're feeling really good. But the availability. But look, I think that I think the offensive line's going to protect him a lot better this year. And I think he's I think what you see in training camp is that he's going to be willing to just maybe throw the ball on the ground a little more often if there's nothing there, and then just kind of protect himself.
It's all right to have an incomplete. Yeah. Well, let's play a more downs later down the road here, and you don't have to be a hero. You don't have to run somebody over for a first down. He's got to think about all those things, because we have spent way too much time, and people getting pissed off yesterday on this show about who should be the backup quarterback.
Well, that's a bad thing when you're getting ready to start the season and you're talking about the backup quarterbacks more than you are your starting quarterback. So Tua's got to, he's I know, look, it's no fault of his own. Some people may say, but it's no fault of his own that he's been hurt.
He didn't get hurt on purpose. Nobody gets hurt on purpose.
But I think he understands. He certainly understands his importance to this football team, and I think he understands better what not to do. And so I'm looking for I'm looking for a 16 or 17 game season out of Tua this year.
Well, listen, that gives you best chance.
Maybe
best
more.
chance. So I want to ask you, because I didn't get a chance to get into the with you, and Chev's here as well. So Zach Wilson's going to be the backup quarterback.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? He missed 2 throws.
Yeah.
That I want back from last week.
Yeah.
The deep throw down the middle, you got to complete.
I think he's better. I think he certainly both quarterbacks were better than they were the week before.
Okay.
You can say that. And Zach, I think Zach managed the offense pretty well. But then you get Quinn comes in. Quinn could have put 3 touchdowns. He put 2 touchdowns on the board and was knocking on the door. And
would you make Quinn? Because I've been giving. Would you make Quinn the second guy?
No. But I would say would be to me, because I've liked so what I saw to Quinn first week. What my concern with him was protecting the football, because he had the ball knocked out of his hands twice,
right?
And they both were turnovers, and so now he and so he didn't get that, but he threw 2 deep outs that bounced on that were short, So the arm strength may be, to me, on those are hard throws to make. You got to have a big arm to make those.
Well, you just got to step and throw.
So that concerns me a little bit, but I think to me they're 1 and 1A. I mean,
you're taking easy way out of this one, Mike.
No.
So if Tua goes down, who you putting in there?
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
You're about ready to go Omar on me.
I like Quinn Ewers. I do.
After all that, but Zach's going to be the backup.
I know he's going to be the backup, but here's my reasoning. He's got a number 2 pick in the draft out of BYU. He's on his 3rd team.
Now we're getting the true terms coming out.
That to me. Hey, look. All I'm saying is that's what I'm looking at. That puts it in the back of my head that maybe. But look, and Quinn Ewers a rookie, and look, he had
put a game plan for him.
He had Arch Manning breathing down his neck in Texas. So he's been under the pressure. Played in big time football.
Yeah, I'm not questioning. Yeah,
but I look, I just, that's my truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat
it. You're like, no, Zach's okay. Zach's going to be the backup.
No,
how do you really feel? The other guy,
look,
Quinn Ewers, should start.
It would behoove Quinn to not have to play this year and if and learn the trade a little better at a pro level. I'm couching it a little bit. I'm not in agreement with you, Joe.
No, but if you're,
I'm not as gung ho on Zach Wilson.
No, Zach's got to make. First of all, I feel a lot better this week if he made the 2 throws he didn't make.
Yeah.
Got a deep post pattern.
Yeah.
You got to make it, underthrew it, and the guy's got the best arm on the team, and then you miss the throw in the end zone the other way. And
well, there's a reason they're battling for the back for the
I agree.
Third,
No, there's no doubt. Hey, we got more stuff. Chev, I want to thank you, man. This has been great. Really, thank you so much for coming in. And I just want to let everybody know, if you're like, we've been thinking about it. Oh, shoot. Trying to get through one more year, and should we wait and we can save? And you're big. Hey, we'll get the work done. You can pay later is number 1. And number 2, stop by when you're looking around. Make sure you put Loctite impact windows, doors, and roofing on that list. And if you get a chance, ask for Chevin Goodman, the owner and CEO, when you go to Loctite. Not that you don't have a lot of great workers in there that do handle everything, but I do know you're really going to Loctite impact windows, doors, and roofing a lot. So, Chef, thank you, man, for coming in.
Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it, Joe.
Appreciate it. And a lot of good stuff going on. Hey, speaking of a guy that's a fireball, Pete Prisco, CBS Sports, going to be at practice today. He joins us next.
Sports lives here. 104.3